Hello and welcome to Vaceran Dream. I am your host and Dungeon Master Patrick Clayton, and we are back here live for our episode 8. We got a lot to get into, but before we do so, I'd like to go ahead and thank sponsors, a few sponsors to our show here. First and foremost, Easy Roller Dice Company, amazing dice company that allows for us to roll in these exquisite trays with amazing metal dice as Corey blinds you with his Phoenix. Okay. With that said, Easy Roller Dice Company is actually has a Kickstarter that is currently going on for their epic giant-sized dice. These are 48mm dice. If you are into that sort of thing, you should check those out at their Kickstarter. We do have our bit.ly link to that in our chat currently if you feel so inclined to check it out. But check those. Also check them out at easyrollerdiceco.com. Also, we'd like to go ahead and give a proper shout out to Sustainable Families Foundation. This is an organization that we are working with currently and will be in the future to help raise a little bit of awareness and money for their cause. You can find them at sustainablefamiliesfoundation.org. Also, we'd love to give proper respect and shout out to Carolina Abrantes, the artist that does supply us to our on-stream artwork. You can find her on her Twitter at @fires_00 or her Patreon or her Instagram. I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Are you okay?
No one to arrest today.
Okay, just checking. Gotta be sure.
No stash. You're off the
hook. So, without further
I had
ado,
to cut my hair to get my disguise ready.
without further ado, we should jump right into the campaign. As such, the party finding themselves finally in the fountain of knowledge, the university city of Cariad. Making their way to their benefactor, that of Dovar Van Boren, to bring to him many gifts and relics as they found on their trip back from the north down to Cariad. A specific orb was shown to Dovar, which he is currently inspecting, and a laundry list of other things that you would like for him to look over, possibly the wagon and many other things. Two of the other party members took the opportunity to do a little crafting, Roy putting together some of his weaponry for his secret weapons that he carries with him. Pipaloop taking the time to finally get the insectoid armor out of the cart and into what she probably now wants to have. And I believe you have now, not on you currently.
No, it's on my bed.
But you have access to acid-resistant armor now, don't you? That's amazing. I hope it comes into play in the future. The rest of the group made their way to get shop for some clothing because you guys knew you were going to a gala, being invited by your benefactor Dovar, wanting to introduce you to many people of the town and of the university. So you went to the local clothing store. The
Angry Tiara.
Angry Tiara. It was right there. I was gonna say kinky something, but I don't know what I was going with that. It was in my. I was like, that's not it. That's not it.
The irritated crown.
Yeah. That's the dentist.
Irritated crown.
Hello, and we are on today, people. So the rest of the group went to go and establish get clothing. It's at this point when they walked into the clothing store and they found Unido, or many Unidos within. That conversation was had with a little tomfoolery by that of Unido posing as one of his fellow mannequin brethren.
That was a big unit don't.
Whoa.
Is a unit don't? You don't do that. Upon crafting and buying, purchasing, and traveling through certain parts of town, maybe going to places of nefarious repute, and eventually making your way back and going to this gala, Rao for the first time, and some time felt necessary to cut loose, unwind, and for most of you, it's been the first time you've actually seen him in this aspect of dancing and enjoying the night, whereas some other party members maybe became wallflowers and tried to push themselves as far away from the group as possible. Pipalook eavesdropping and possibly introducing herself to maybe aid this city in whatever way necessary. Roy sweating, a cat in the room because you didn't know. And Unido, as always, utilizing his creepiness to try to creep out somebody who could not be creeped out. So, after the party, after the gala, making your way, trying your best to split the party, but not so much, made your way back to your living area, your living space, finding that the door to that facility was locked. Unido, using his bit of magic, his mysticism, to teleport inside the building. You stood outside with people passing by and several of these individuals falling dead immediately at your feet. Pipalook ran over to investigate one, probably costume child, not sure, and some of these other now lifeless bodies with these spirits or spectral-like beings rising up from them. Just beyond, down a side street, another spectral being has made its presence known. Appears to be wearing some sort of armor. Those who are actually paying attention, I would say Mr. Kotor, you definitely notice. Velofera would have taken notice. Unido, you're upstairs. Pipalook, you run over to this this child on the ground, and even Rao, you would notice down the way, and you just see this spectral being. Looks to be armored with a helm that begins to spiral up in horns. Impala-like horns, with a section of the armor or helm missing, and the hand of the left-hand side, which I want to clarify. I said left-hand side last time, and I want to be sure to say the left-hand side. Okay, I got it. With that said, these individuals all culminating here for what presumably will be some sort of conflict. I would now ask you to all roll initiative.
Boom, boom,
Got a special shirt for you, Patrick.
Oh man, wild. Here we go.
And if you're within 30 feet of me, which none of you are,
Nope.
None
you
of
would
you
get
are.
+2 to initiative.
Really?
The chair has a +2.
All the beds.
Nice.
Oh, wow, that's appropriate. So,
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's
I wish I was a crit hit, but can't always get me off.
You guys rolling well? Rolling
Yeah.
well on that initiative?
So far.
Pretty good.
7.
Enjoy getting bitten in the neck by a little girl.
No, it's fine. I'm pretty sure this one's a boy.
all right, that's something I'm gonna have to
Does
address
that
later.
matter? Does it make a difference?
Oh, man.
I don't know. It makes a difference for the people who like.
There we go. All right.
Restart the whole stream.
Do I have initiatives 25 to 20?
Nope.
24.
24.
Not 20?
No.
25. Okay, so 19 to 15.
19.
19. All
This
right.
song's really cool.
Is it? Because it's... Okay, it's supposed
It's
to sound like
music,
that.
All right. So we have 14 to 10.
I assure you this is music.
14 to 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention because the music was blowing my mind. 23.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and then 14 to 10, 9 to 5.
I have 7.
7.
Yeah.
All right.
Double 7s. Woo.
I don't know if I want a high five.
Yeah, makes it go more.
Okay,
And,
time it back. I see how this
I believe that is
I don't know
everyone.
what that means.
Belfair rolled pretty low, but that's fine. We'll get that figured out. So, with that said, Unido, you are up in the
I don't want to go
She did.
Unido, you are up inside the building here in the dormitory-like area. The rest of your party has not made it up as you've teleported.
Yep,
What
so
are you doing?
I take off the dress clothes.
Okay.
Because I was going to change back to normal clothes anyway.
In
So,
your full almond-colored glory.
yeah. And that's an action in declothe, right?
I would say, yeah, you were taking the
Okay.
time to take off your shirt. I mean, you're not ripping it off. It's not the NBA.
That's my turn. That's my turn.
All
I
right.
just take off my clothes for
That
my whole
is your turn.
You need to wear those snap pants.
Yep. Underneath, early 70s gym shorts.
Terry cloth. With that, Mr. Kotor, you would take notice of two spectral beings that have floated out of these lifeless bodies. In front of you, you see a smaller individual who appears to be just lifeless on the ground as well. These two here begin to be floating in your direction. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast. I'll do Armor of Agathis on myself,
As an action, you cast your Armor of Agathis.
and then. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Thank you.
You double back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and help out the other tank.
All right, you step over to Pipalook. Roll me a perception check.
Me?
No,
Okay.
this one.
I'm Pipalook now. I'm from the north. My father was a goat man. Perception?
Yes.
14.
14. Yes, you do see her kneeling down and looking at this lifeless individual on the ground. You just see bits of skin pulled from the left side, and the hand appears to be like almost flayed as well on the ground. As you move back, have you pulled out the weapons or no?
Oh no, not yet.
Nothing out yet. That was your bit of
I'm
movement.
just covered in ice. Ice crystals all over.
A bit of movement, and you said you're coming to aid Pipalook. Are you doing the help action?
No, I already used my action. I'm just standing
Okay.
next to her.
Gotcha. Armor of Agathis is up. That is going to go to these individuals here. Yes, as Mr. Kotor has fled, this one will move up. These spectral beings will move up to that of Rao,
buddy.
and they will attempt to strike down at him. In doing so, I'm going to roll my attack. That is a 15 on the die. It's 19 to hit.
Yep.
Lord.
I thought you rolled really well for initiative.
I did. 17.
What?
I rolled a 19. Yeah.
You're going to take
my
7
goodness.
points in necrotic damage, and I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So yes, because of your lineage, that 7 is half to 3.
Oh, the Constitution saving throw is only an 11.
You still manage to save.
Yeah.
So you do not get your life drained from you. Second attack.
Fun.
That's cock dice. Oof. That is it's an 11 to hit.
That does hit. I do not have armor on at all.
You are in your fancy clothes,
Yeah.
dancing shoes on, and
Yep, they're tearing through my fancy clothes I just bought.
all right,
Oh,
Anyone have mending?
Charismatic character.
16 points of damage.
Shadow muffin.
16 points of damage, half to 8.
Oh.
And I need you to make me another con save. As these spectral entities are pulling and diving their hands into your very soul and attempting to pull whatever life out of you.
I'll do like natural 20.
Nice.
You managed to save, so you're
Okay.
you do
Drank
not.
some of their life.
Yes.
Man.
With that,
I wish.
this one here will move up to Pipalook. This one here is going to move up to Velofera. The one on Pipalook first will attempt to strike. That is a dirty 20, 16
Oh,
on the
yeah.
die. That's 13 points of necrotic damage. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
That's gonna be 17.
You managed to save. The one on Velofera will move up to her. That is a 16 on the die. That's 20 to hit. It's 9 points of necrotic damage to her as it attempts to strike down into her. And I'm going to make a Constitution saving throw for Velofera. She gets a 12. She manages to save. She is still in the land of the living. With that said, with the spectral entities moving towards you, Mr. Kotor, no, sorry, not Mr. Kotor, Mr. Rosau, it is your turn.
Okay. Since it takes an action to summon blade my blade, I'm actually not gonna do that. I'm gonna take these hits, and then like I have a choice. It's an AC. Of course I'm taking the hits. Then I will use my bonus action to cast Hexblade's Curse on the one to the left. And I will immediately no.
This one.
Just
Sorry.
thinking swell.
Your left.
Okay. And then I will use my Shadow Claw. I'll summon it onto my right hand, and I'll slash at the one that I've just.
That you've cursed. All right, go for it.
All right, and that's gonna be a 15 plus 6, so 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
Okay, so
Taking the hit sounds like a old western.
1d8 to be 1d8 plus. So that's 6 points of cold damage, or no, 8 points of cold damage to that one on my left.
8 points of cold damage as you strike down into this. The cold damage does not seem to affect it as much as you would have hoped for, but you struck down into this entity as it floats in front of you. Now focused on you for its next attack. Are you staying where you are, or are you attempting to move at all?
I can't take it anymore.
What are you doing?
Showing off my midriff.
Yes.
This is a special episode of
It's over there. It's okay.
Vaceran Dream.
Honestly, I'm gonna go for it. Because I'm gonna see everything kind of starting to crowd around all of us. So I'm gonna start screaming really loud, and go straight out, trying to draw them towards me as I run past
Your
them.
full movement?
Yeah, full movement.
Okay,
Past
let's get your sword off here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
And the
30.
hits keep coming.
Get you here. They were going to use their reactions to strike out at you. Let me use my good dice here. All right, so the first one attempts to strike. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yes.
And
Yes.
let me go ahead and roll that damage first. That is 7, 8 points, so half to 4. And I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw as they're swiping at you.
19.
You save. And the second one is going to attempt to strike. That is a 22 to hit.
Yes, that definitely hits.
I just want to point out that I'm rolling with the red dice.
Oh no.
Oh,
So 7, 8, 9, 9, half to 4. Another Constitution saving throw, please.
yeah. 10.
You just saved.
Hey.
But you run, screaming. With that scream, Unido, there's something going on outside. On your turn, you can address that the way you'd like to. Rao, that was your turn. At this point, Pipalook, as you see the spectral entity looming over you, the small figure on the ground, eyes open up wide, and you see its mouth open and these sharp, jagged teeth. It lunges out towards you, and it's going to take 2 attacks on you.
Oh, snap. What's your reaction?
Mama.
Oh,
That
okay.
what I use.
All right.
No, you're stoic. Yeah, your character response to how you're being attacked by a kid.
Its first attack is going to. I'm sorry. It is an 11.
Yeah, that just misses.
It swipes out at you with a claw. Second attack
Who needs armor?
After I scream.
is a 9.
Ha!
You with your staff in hand, you push back on it as it's trying to reach out and just slash at you. It did manage to stand up and is sharing a space with you because it is a small creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
But keeping it at bay with your staff as it's just swiping. Mr. Couture, you see this, you're like, okay, yeah, you definitely see this haggard, nasty-looking entity now. It does not look like anything like it did when you originally approached.
Okay.
Looks more demonic in form. The other one will rise. I'm going to roll a perception check to see if he pays attention to. No, he is going to spin around. He does not pursue Mr. Rosal. He will run towards Mr. Couture. I'm going to attempt to strike at you with 2 claw attacks. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
You can take 9 points of slashing damage.
Nasty. He takes 8 of cold.
Okay, you also take 13 points of poison damage.
Damn! No con or nothing?
Nope.
Damn, dude.
I'm not a fan of all this.
And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
You said 10 points of cold damage?
Yep. No, 8.
8, okay.
Well, con save, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, no, that's probably not going to happen with a 9.
It does not. In that instance, you
Do
are...
have inspirations.
You do have inspiration. Let's start the game. I'm sorry, that wasn't made clear.
Nah, I'm good.
He'll take it all.
All right. So with that, your eyes flicker and you're not sure, but you feel a bit confused. You're not sure what your next action will be.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna kill you guys.
Oh no.
With that said,
Alright, so it's actually.
that was his first attack, wasn't it?
Yes. that was only one attack.
Yeah, it was one attack.
Second attack is a 19.
Fuck.
You're gonna take 5 points of slashing damage
Alright.
and 11 points of poison damage. No need to make the other save because you are already confused.
I am very confused.
That is their turn. It's in this instance that you hear a voice call out, a young, almost sounds female, if not raspy, like old. It calls out for you, Winter, and approaches and begins to float towards.
Float.
Yes,
I don't like that.
it calls out to you.
Float.
Yes. Accept your fate. As you look back behind you, you see.
Like
This-
still jiggling.
Yeah.
What?
You look behind you and you see this entity, not familiar to you, but it has called out your name specifically. That is its turn. Moving forward, Eric's
It's me.
Pipalook. It is
Oh, yeah.
your turn.
What's your dex?
Oh, I have 15.
Oh yeah, you go.
So I rolled a 19 medicine check when I was over there 1st. So I recognized that they were dead.
They were dead.
Okay, then looking at this child that is no longer a child, it seems to have something possessing it. And it's messing with my ally. I'm gonna go ahead and take my quarterstaff attack against it.
Alright, you're gonna hit the big one? Or the little guy?
The little guy, yeah.
Gotcha.
And let's see. It's gonna be 16 plus to hit. 16 plus 6, so 22 altogether.
Yeah, that hit.
And I'm going to burn smite
Yeah.
when I contact.
Yes, you would, for the sake of the dice, this is a demon.
Awesome. Alright, that's gonna be 14, 16, 24. I'm sorry, 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
7
Sorry.
points of bludgeoning damage.
And then 17 points of radiant damage.
7 points of, I'm sorry, how much bludgeoning again?
7 points. Oh, 7 plus 4. I'm so sorry. 11 points of bludgeoning damage. I forgot to add my mod.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's quick.
Yeah.
11 points of bludgeoning
Yeah.
damage. So that's going to be that. And then how many of radiant?
It was gonna be 17 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
I use smite. And then just with my just bringing it back down with my bonus action, I'm going to use the
Because
pull-on
you took the pull-on master for your feet,
Yep.
yes.
So I'm gonna roll to hit again. It's gonna be 15, 21 altogether to hit,
21, yes, definitely hits.
and that's gonna be 2 points of bludgeoning damage as I bring it back down.
2 points?
Yep. I don't add anything to that.
That's fine. All right.
And I'm going to stay where I am, just kind of holding against this specter and dead child.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Yeah, that was a big hit. Eric, at this point, your name's been called out.
Definitely dropping my thieves' tools and turning around. As my action, I'll clutch my symbol of the Raven Queen, my Raven Skull, and use my Armor of Shadows. So this kind of billowing, smoky, purple energy kind of wells up around me and then snatches to my body. And there's a pause, and he just kind of looks down the alleyway, and there's just a look of confusion before he looks and sees that there's just everything in one place is probably a bad idea. So he's gonna use his action to run between those two specters towards Rao.
Taking a dodge action? Or
They already used their reaction.
25, 30.
So can I move a little closer to that wall?
This one here?
Yeah, like at a diagonal. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. Where are you placing your spiritual weapon?
Right at that corner. What's the distance? I can do that.
60 to start and then 20 every...
Okay. Yeah, I'll just hold it there.
All right, so your spiritual weapon is cast out, that of your spectral raven. Okay. Your action was to cast Armor of Shadows. Thank you.
You got it.
All right, so with that, Navarre will take his. He moves up, seeing that his master is in danger, and he will lunge towards and attempt to strike with a claw attack this spectral being. That is an 18 on the die, so that is 22 to hit. He is going to roll d4 damage. That's 4 points of slashing damage to the spectral entity. Yeah, he'll take half. But that kitty cat don't know that. Zombie, yeah. 2. All right. That is what Navarre does in this instance. At this point, Velifera, seeing what is going on, will maintain her position here. Within 30? Yeah, she is going to cast, or she's going to channel divinity, and she is going to turn undead, as she knows very much what she is dealing with here. So let me go down the line here. We'll start with the specters first. It's a wisdom saving throw against her spell saves. DC. All right, so sword is going to succeed with an 18 on the dice. The zombie is going to fail with a 7. The two little, well, they're not undead, they are just demons. These two here will make their. That is going to fail and fail. So all but one have failed. This one here will roll hers. Yeah, that's a 21. Does not shake it, but yeah, with the pulls out a bit of silver dust into her hand, just throws it into the air, and as soon as it hits, it ignites like a sparkler and just catches in the air. The dust just shoots out and rains over everyone in the vicinity. That is her action, as she has cast her turn undead. Her bonus action, she gonna cast her spiritual weapon, and she is going to park it. Yeah, she'll park it right here, and she will attempt to strike this one with the spiritual weapon attack. No, I don't think that's going to hit. No, that is a 13. Yes, that does just hit, and she's going to hit this with some radiant damage. Nice. 8, 11 points of radiant damage as her crescent moon cracks down into this spectral being here. 11. Yes. Okay. Nice. Math. Like I'm looking at the number. I'm like, I know that's the number it should be. All right, that is Velifera's turn. We are going to go to the top of the round. Unido, you heard Rao yell outside, and with that, you would have heard a couple.
Is there a window on this upper floor?
There are 3. There are 3 windows that look out onto the main stretch of road here.
So he yelled out near the entrance of the door, so I'm going to go to the window closest to the entrance.
All right, so you 15 foot gets you to the window, and you look out, and as you look down, no perception check necessary. There's chaos in the streets.
Do I see... Specifically, I would like to see if I see the wear and tear that happened to Roy, but...
One perception check.
Yeah. Hey, that's a 15.
15. How do you looking, Roy? Yeah. Say he's holding his side. He took a bit of slashing damage from this small little demon entity, and it is looming in front of him, preparing to it's crouched down and looks like it's prepared to jump onto his body.
1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Confused.
So I'm going to bonus action use my transposition ability, which will swap Roy's and my position.
Okay.
Hey, Nudido.
So
Awesome. Thank you for saving him. Because that's literally what you just did.
Shoot out the window too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, growl time.
okay, that was a bonus action or an action?
Bonus action.
Bonus action.
Nice.
Now your action as you place yourself right in front. You see this, at one point it looks like it may have been some sort of child that wore a mask. The mask has been cast aside. You see bits of flesh that's pulled down, and the hand is void of all flesh. These little horns protrude from its head, and it just has these nasty claws, and it just heaves as it's preparing to now strike its new target.
And my arms turn into the rapier and
and the shield.
shield that come
Yes.
up on this unclothed mannequin body. But seeing that there's two attacking Pipalook, I am going to face the goblin attacking
All right, so you go and you face the
And I'm
smaller
gonna-
one on this side here.
go for it.
Roll me an attack.
Ooh. No, I don't have proficiency, so it's a 9.
Oh,
9 to hit.
You don't have proficiency with your arm?
No,
Would it technically count as an unarmed attack? Because it's still
No,
his
it's a
body?
weapon.
It's a weapon
Yeah,
attack.
yeah.
Yeah. So with that
That's
said,
funny.
as you strike down with this needle-like rapier, you strike forward, and the thing just takes. It's not even paying attention. Takes its hand and runs it down the blade, and just bats it away.
it's got splinters.
Take your splinter damage.
Poison ivy.
Thank you. That was
But
awesome.
that's it. So I get the shield ready to.
Yeah, you're ready to. Yeah, you're shielded up. Your
Yeah.
AC is ridiculous now.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you naked right now, though?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Just 2 pine cones.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry,
No.
Mr. Couture. With this, hold on. I should have had this pulled up, but I was in
I'm
the
pretty
zone.
sure I stand there like
Yes.
a doofus for 6 seconds.
Unclothed was my nice way of trying to say yes, I'm naked right now.
Naked.
Okay. Yeah.
Do I get to make a save in the end, or is it just
At the
one
end
round?
of the turn, let me find out what you actually do.
Yeah, you like roll something and that's
Yeah,
what
roll
you
off
do.
this chart. Let me see. Let me take my D10. Again, I apologize. I should have had this prepared, and I did not. That is a 1.
I remember that one of the ends is really good, another end is really bad.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna guess I'm shooting one of you
So
in the head.
you just run in the random direction. And just run away from the window.
Okay.
That is your turn. You can make a save.
There are worse things.
yeah, honestly.
One
I
of the
believe
things
that's
like
going to
murder
be
us.
15. Con?
Constitution save.
17.
17. As you find yourself,
nice.
you stop dead in your tracks, and you're in the dormitory. You're like, how did I get here? Yeah, but your fine shirt that you like to wear is just, beginning to just
The black
well up with-
tuxedo
Yeah.
is now crushed velvet.
Yes.
And I mean crushed.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
That is your turn.
All right.
The specters will go. Yes, seeing you run by, they spin around and they're going to head in your direction. This one, he trips.
Nope.
The other one, 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. They both go to attack. You, I will start with Eric's first, and I will attack Raoul second. First attack is not going to hit. It is a 3 on the dice, a 7 to hit. Raoul. That is a 9 on the dice, 13 to hit.
Yeah, that
Buddy.
13 points in necrotic damage, half to 6. Make me a Constitution saving throw. Yes.
Okay. Oh no, that's gonna be a 7.
Okay, so your max HP drops by 7 or 6, excuse me, as this entity plunges its hand directly to your chest, and you feel it begin to tug at whatever soul Mr. Rosal has. It feels like it pulling on a string of like a upright bass or a guitar.
Okay.
That is not all their turn.
Wait, sorry. Are they still frightened?
Yeah,
They
from Turn
are.
Undead.
I'm
They
sorry.
are. No,
I
you're
just
good. No,
remembered
you're
that.
good. Good call. Good call. So, I would have missed anyway. This one will attempt. He's gonna do his. So it was a 20. No, it was a high. It was a 13.
Yeah.
No, even higher. So
Yeah.
still hits.
I have a 10.
Thank you, though. I do appreciate you calling me out on that. The one on Pipalook is the one.
Wait, hold on, sorry. Are they frightened condition, or because the whole thing about, I think that you have to run and take your action to run even further. I'm pretty.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's turn undead. I'm sorry, I don't have it pulled up because I'm helming another character here.
No, I have to
It's
do-
all good.
Do the one that's not
I mean,
frightened
like,
real
yeah.
quick, and I'll look it up.
The one that's not frightened really quick, I believe, is the one that was on Pipaloop.
Yeah. Mine is they have to keep running. That's what my turn to
Oh, so
faithless
they do
is.
not attack?
But that's
So
how
that's turn the faithless,
Yeah.
not
Turn
turn
on
undead. Is,
Yeah.
I should have had this pulled up. This is
Um,
good for me. This
no,
is
Jinx
great.
did.
Rules! They're what
No,
bind
like-
us together.
Honestly, though, like.
A
That's
turn
okay,
creature
guys.
must a turn creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It
Okay.
also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action.
There you go.
So it does not make the attack.
No,
No,
it's fine.
it just
Alright,
leaves.
so
Big dashes.
alright. Sorry.
Yeah, I got my 6 hit
20,
points back.
20.
You feeling better?
6 hit points better.
Double digits
Sorry.
again, you know.
Alright, then they use their movement and they're moving away. They are right next to you. Just for future
And I
reference.
believe now they can use the dodge action if there's nowhere
No,
else.
I'm not
So
gonna.
I-
They're freaking done.
It says they have to use their dash to leave.
This one,
They have to go 30 further out.
I can't reach all that shit. You guys are on your own there.
What was that?
Alright, they have left.
Goodbye.
And do they?
Thanks, Valentine.
It lasts for 1 minute.
Okay. Okay, so the one on Pipalook is the one that did not, and it's going to attempt to strike.
Yep.
That is a 10.
No, doesn't hit.
All right, that is their turn, and yeah, we're gonna go down the line here. Rao, it is your turn.
Okay, cool. Wait, no, as they were running by me, could I take in a reaction?
You could have when they did,
My
but
bad.
you didn't.
Okay. Ah. Okay.
He gave us a lot that time.
All right.
There was a lot to
So
probably.
I will then use my bonus action to hex the same one I Hexblade's Cursed,
Okay,
and still having the lingering effects of the Shadow.
concentrate on your hex spell.
The Shadow Claw is still in my hand, even though I'm not going to use it. And for the first time without the blade, I will cast Eldritch Blast through the Shadow Claw.
There it is.
Shadow Muffin!
Oh, that's only a 13.
13 hits.
Cool. Okay, so that's going to be. Where's my d10s? I literally just organized it. I still don't know where they're at. That's going to be. Wow. 4 points of force damage and 4 points of necrotic damage to that one.
4 points of force, 4 points of necrotic. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He takes none of the necrotic damage,
Okay.
but he does take the 4. And with that 4 force damage, you see the spectral beam disperse. It's no longer there.
Okay. Cool. The energy that was surrounding him from my Hexblade's Curse disperses and kind of returns into my body as I heal 8 hit points.
There you go.
Hey,
Sick.
nice.
That was your action.
Action, bonus action for Hex.
Okay.
Movement, I'll see that Unido kind of came out of nowhere, so I will run towards Unido.
A lot of soul sucking going on here.
I waved the shield.
30, you can share the space with the deck.
Okay, perfect.
You want to be adjacent to him?
Yeah, the
You can flank this one here.
yeah, that one.
With
Okay,
that.
perfect.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that is Rao's turn. At this point, the entity that's attached to you is going to attempt to make his 2 strikes, claw strikes at you. We'll see what happens.
There's him over there. Tried. Give it a shot. Gave it splinters
I see the splinters.
to distract it or get its attention at me, but
All right, so first attack is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to take 5 points of slashing damage and 9 points of poison damage.
Okay.
The second, I'm sorry, and make me a Constitution saving throw.
That's gonna be 11 plus 14 altogether.
14 just saved.
Okay.
Second attack is going to be, it's a 14 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. That is another 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
10 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Another con save.
Oh, nope, that's not gonna do it. That's gonna be 3 plus 4, I believe.
Get
7.
inspiration.
6. Yeah, I'll use one of my inspirations.
Convinces.
Inspiration used.
Cool, 15 plus.
15 plus, you save. Now I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. As it struck at you once and struck at you a second time, this creature has ability. If it makes both attack strikes on you, something happens.
This is awesome.
I don't
15?
like that.
These things are
15
ridiculous.
saves.
Yeah.
For a brief second, you feel you are almost overcome with this bit of fear of this creature specifically, but you shake it off.
Okay.
That was epic. That was a good use of your inspiration die. Meanwhile, not noticing you run up behind it, the other one looks at Unido and is going to leap at you and two claw strikes at you. That is going to be a 12 to hit,
Misses.
and the second attack is a natural 1. As it leaps towards you and swipes down, you move back, you bat it back with your shield, and it goes and just and lands face first on the ground. I will say with a natural 1, it is prone on the ground.
Has all the splinters in his face.
As it has not made that jump, that leap towards you. That is their turn.
Really hit the deck. It's only getting worse, guys.
Really?
I feel like it's getting better.
This entity here, seeing you flee, it will move its full movement to get there,
Oh no!
following you, and it
Yeah.
moves up right at
I
you.
don't like that.
It has a special sword in its hand, and it will lunge at you and make its 2 spectral rend attacks at you.
That sounds nasty.
Uh-huh.
First attack is going to be a 16 to hit.
Oh yeah, yep. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
16 points of necrotic damage. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 13.
In that instance, you are overcome with fright. You are frightened. All attacks against this entity will be at disadvantage,
Cool.
and your speed is reduced to 0.
No.
Tune in next week for our character creation programming.
Second attack. That is a 12 to hit.
Misses.
Yeah!
Scrapes across the mage armor that you have, your armor of shadows.
Uh-huh.
That is its turn. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty gnarly.
This is good.
Erickson, it is
Really-
your turn. At the start of your turn, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw because you are within 5 feet of this
Sure
entity's
am.
space.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to put it in dice jail?
Yes.
Yes. Drop it in the pits of Tartarus.
Federal boundary in the ass.
5.
What is it?
5.
No. 12, 13, 14, 15. You take 15 points of necrotic damage, and your no, and I need you to no, and your maximum HP is dropped by 15. It's withering miasma has overcome you. It is your turn, by the way.
That's great. I have a question.
Is there a prescription for that?
Miasma from Pfizer.
What are the side effects? of
Everything.
Dying.
Don't drink with water.
Loss of soul.
Loss of soul.
There you go.
Fear of everything.
What kind of action or bonus action would it take to command Rael to fly to Dovar's window and
Tap, tap, tap.
tap, tap, tap?
I would give you, with your psychic link to it, I would consider a free action.
Free action?
Tell
Okay.
him to do this.
Yeah, get on that.
Okay, so what's his movement?
50.
50 flying.
All right, so flies up, goes towards Dovar's window, and
Yep.
begins to tap, tap, tap. Okay.
As an action,
Damn woodpeckers.
do I get to save from fear? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I think it's a good end of the turn.
It's the end of my turn? Or?
End of my turn.
Oh, yeah, well, that's great. Yeah.
So yes, you are frightened of it. You can strike at it at disadvantage.
As an action, I will fire Eldritch Blast at that creature in front of me. Towards you.
Oh, this guy?
Yep.
Okay, so you spin around, look back, and
Yep.
roll what you got. The feathers coalesce.
Yep.
And extends out your purple energy.
18 to hit.
18, yeah, definitely hits.
Okay. That's beautiful. 1 point damage.
I'm feeling it too.
And then as a bonus action, can I move my spiritual weapon up? Yeah, right up.
Main Street here?
Yep, you're right up Main Street.
Okay.
Is that at disadvantage?
No.
No. So, like, if I attack, because you can attack with bonus action, right?
Yeah.
It's
Spiritual weapon,
yeah.
you can move 20 feet and attack
It says
again.
an ability checks and attack rolls while the source of
Yeah.
fear is within your line of sight.
Yeah,
So-
sure. It's a 2 and a 5, so call it a day.
Total?
It's total. Is it plus my spell attack?
Yeah.
9.
Okay, that's not it.
Yeah.
Just have to be clear.
I
Have to be
appreciate.
sure.
I appreciate the confidence in my abilities, Patrick. I really do.
Yeah. So yeah, you're in a tight spot right
Yeah,
now.
I'm having a great time.
All right, so that is going to be your turn.
Yep.
Pipalook, what are you doing?
Fighting back the fear that this thing's trying to cause in me, I'm going to shove my quarterstaff against his chest, and say, "Your evil has no claim here." I'm going to cast Turn the Faithless, or use Turn the Faithless.
Okay.
So they have to make any fiend within 30 feet has to make a Wisdom saving throw against my spell DC,
Okay.
as this cold wind kind of blasts through.
Within 30 feet of you, so
Yep.
I'm almost certain it's going to get everybody in there. Oh no, I don't. Nope, she's just out of range.
She
So-
was in range before she moved.
Yeah, she was.
Sure was.
So I will start with the specter on the end there. It's a wisdom save.
Yep.
All right, so that's a straight roll for him. Oh, that danced. That was an 18.
Nah, yeah.
Pop to a 4.
Oh yeah.
It was like, yeah.
Name
So
that
he
dice
fails.
row.
The little demon character that's on you is going to make
The
his.
dancing, not the
I
bad roll.
believe
DC 12.
DC 12.
Yeah,
called
I have a low
fancy.
DC.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey, they
Wisdom.
twinkle
Okay.
toes.
21
Yeah.
for him, and the one that's face first on the ground or hit the deck
Yeah.
is a 7. He fails.
Okay.
What? Tell me what happens.
At their turn, they have to use their movement to get out.
Okay.
Same
All
thing
right.
as the undead.
All right. So the one on you is going to maintain. The other one is going to get up and move on his turn. That is good time. That is an action.
Yep.
Maintaining your position.
I'm maintaining my position, and then as my bonus action, I'm gonna pull out a potion and drink it.
Oh yeah.
What? We can do that.
Potions. When do we get potions?
I got
million
potions
years
from
ago.
like second episode.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We have.
I have 2.
At this point,
I
Mama
have 1.
Ray is going to move around here and lunge
Oh,
towards
no.
the spectral being that is
One healing
on
potion.
Pipalook here, as being instructed by Velafera to do so. He's going to make his claw attack. That is a 21 to hit. So he's claws at this spectral entity here. That is a total of 5 points of damage. Unfortunately, he has resistance to that, so he's only going to take 2 points of slashing damage. But Navarre is active in this fight. That is going to go to that of Velafera as she sees this happening. Yeah, she will pull out her Moon Touch Longsword, and as it does, Unido and Pipalook, you see the sword glow out in this vibrant white light as she steps over, and she's going to stab this entity that's prone on the ground with her longsword at advantage because he's prone. That is a 19 plus 3. Plus 4. She hits. That's going to be, but she's only using one hand. That's max damage. 9 points. 9 total points of damage, and he's going to take all of that damage because it is considered a magical weapon. Nice. That was sword. 9 points. Okay. That is Velafera's turn. She will use... Yeah, the spiritual weapon will crash down. Does not get advantage, though. right?
Correct.
No.
Yeah, so it's a straight roll. No, that's not going to hit. Cracks down. This crescent moon is unable to strike down at the demon on the ground. Demon on the ground. Unido, we're going to go to our third round here. What are you doing?
Do I see that Eric's is doing the demon tango over there?
Roll me a perception check. Roll me a perception check. Is this creature that's...
It's a 4.
Right, no.
Inspiration.
Yeah,
You see,
I got it.
yeah, you would see Velafera on the side of you strike down with the sword. The creature's like scraping, crying out on the ground, lunging and scraping, and then Pipalook in front of you dealing with that problem.
So I am going to, as a bonus action, switch my psionic discipline to the new one I talked to you about, but I'll reveal later.
Oh god, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what that does.
And the rapier will
Whenever you say
position over this the demon that's laying on the ground.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, you guys hear the cracking and almost splitting of wood as Yuno's arm starts ripping off his body and starts floating mid-air above it, and then it just launches down, attacking this
What?
you got a rocket powered arms?
demon on the.
Is it considered a ranged attack?
No, it's
Okay,
melee attack.
just want to be certain.
So I will attack the one that's on the ground.
At advantage, yep.
Nat 20.
There it goes.
What was that other number, James?
Nat 1 as well.
Best of both worlds. I want to make sure.
Advantage.
I'll make sure I make a note for him that his
Is
AC has went down by 1 point
Just please
with
don't.
that critical hit.
Nice.
I'm sorry,
so
child. Just please don't.
13 on the die, double to 26, and I get to add my psionic bonus, so it's
26
gonna be,
points of what?
32.
26 points of because I have
Sorry,
got a couple
let's
resistances here.
do 16. Let's do 20 points of piercing
Okay.
with rapier,
Oh.
So 10.
and 10 points of psychic.
Oh yeah, he can take all that. So yeah, nice. 20 points total damage to him as your hand turns into some sort of weird howitzer. And you're just
Is that the turned one that he attacked?
it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
It's no longer turned until it takes damage.
Oh, he would have lost that when Villafera came up and stabbed it.
Okay.
Yep,
That's
that's
Felifera's fault.
yeah.
Yeah, the other one's not turned.
But then the
Actually, and then the one in Avare struck as well.
the rapier
nobody's turned anymore. I don't think.
No, the one is
Good thing you
yeah.
missed with the Eldritch Blast.
retracts from the body and reattaches itself to the arm.
Rao, you see all of this.
So Unido is secretly the spirit of Mike Tyson.
With that said, yes. So the
Lord.
unfortunately your effect is no longer in effect.
No, it's good action. Yeah.
It was
I sense the disappointment.
Hey,
honestly,
That's my
yeah.
turn. That's my turn.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So with that, yeah, that is your turn, Roy. You're not confused anymore. You're bleeding. What are you doing?
Pulling a sidearm and running to the window. As I'm doing so,
Your 30-foot of movement gets to the window.
Closed window.
They're all three closed.
shake my head and do
Uh-huh.
second wind.
All right, second win. D10 plus your level.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's something big. In that dice tray, sir.
Oh yeah.
You're good. You're good. You don't have to roll it again.
7. 7 back.
7.
Yay.
And then, so the windows are closed,
Mhm.
as in glass or shuttered.
They are glass windows.
I don't care about that.
Okay, roll me attack.
Oh no.
I do not care about collateral damage. Alright, so that's
How about
going
glass flying towards your face?
Oh, that's fine. 18 to hit.
18. You pull up the pistol, you shoot out. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw as you've crashed into some sort of force magic that is keeping this building.
Oh, nasty! A dex saving throw?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 12.
Well, that's fine. You move just out of the way as the bullet flies past you, and you see a bit of blue energy just pulse out.
Oh.
You get the idea that downstairs, where it's all this beautiful glass windows, he's like, for somebody who's got all these relics and everything, he keeps it pretty open. Yeah.
Alright.
We're just
And
like
the best part is, none of you heard that.
Whoa.
But did Dovavar?
None of you heard. You don't know.
I mean, firearm in a closed space?
Right now, he's just hearing, like, what is that?
Alright. Yeah. So,
Yeah, you see no marking, nothing on this wall.
can I just put my hand through it real quick?
Yeah, you You
The
touch.
hand is stopped.
You touch something. Yeah,
Oh.
you feel something that is not the window.
Holster sidearm. That's my team. That's my turn.
Oh man.
I don't know.
I honestly was waiting for you to like jump out the window like Bruce Willis and just be like.
That's the Raven's job.
It's a Windex commercial.
My other thing was I was going to shoot my arm
I know.
through the window, and
I
I
was
would have
waiting
been
for it. As soon as you said you advanced into the room, I'm like, oh, yep, that's gonna happen.
like.
And then he trades places with the hand cannon over
Yeah.
there.
That's
All right.
all right.
Back on track. Sorry, that was hilarious. Roy, that was your turn.
That's my turn.
The Spectre's turn. Still, he is feared. He
No, I
disappeared.
hit him. He's not feared anymore.
Forgot about that.
For one
One
damage.
damage. Just want to keep myself honest here. Yep. Oh, lovely. Love it. Beautiful.
He will not be able to get all the way up. This one here is
Oh, really?
he is
Oh,
gone.
good.
This one here is no longer. Yeah, he's going to. So he cannot. He'll use his action to get to you. That is his turn. The one on Pipaloop will attempt to strike.
Yep.
Until it takes damage.
Nope. In the trade.
Don't shoot.
That is a 21 to hit.
When they're
11 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
For 1 minute.
It's gonna be 17.
17. You managed to save. That is his attack. That is the board right now. That is the Spectres. They have gone. Wow, what are you doing?
Okay, did I notice Creepy McCreepster?
Unido?
fly- No.
Common mistake.
Not our Creepy McCreepster. Their Creepy McCreepster.
Tomato, tomato.
Fly through around the corner.
Oh, this one, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no stealth about it. She just floats right over.
Oh yeah, floating.
Hovers right over.
I
Um.
don't want it.
Okay.
Take it back.
I'll use my bonus action to pass my hex to the creature on the ground, and then I'll try to trigger the Shadow Claw one more time.
All right, yeah. Let me make sure I just hex on this one here. Good. Concentrating on it.
Yep. That's an 11.
You have it.
Oh, I do. Because Shadow Claw's melee.
Yeah, melee attack. You have it.
Okay,
He's still
so-
prone. He has not had an opportunity to stand up yet.
13.
13 misses. Unfortunately.
Oh, 2 to 4.
Sorry.
Minus 20 CD.
No, I was looking at the. Nope, that's not him. That's the.
The
No,
one
that
on the
is it.
ground
But
is the
still
one.
does miss. It
Okay.
misses.
I'm going to use my
There's
inspiration.
minus 1
'cause-
AC maybe. No.
It was it was a 15. It was a
Ah,
14.
yeah.
So. Nice try.
Yeah, I'm going to use my inspiration because actually
Get it.
I need to hit him.
Get it.
Okay, cool. 17 plus.
Definitely hits. Definitely hits.
You
Okay,
need to
so
hit this guy.
yeah.
My
he's
ego
going to
needs
take- Well, no, because I need to run off after seeing this. So he's going to take 5 points of cold damage and 2 points of necrotic damage. As it
5
cracks
points
down
of cold,
into
2 points in necrotic, 5 points of cold. So that's going to be half to.
Are there any
2.
modifiers, or is that your?
No, because it's a spell. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't have my sword on.
How many necrotic?
2 points of necrotic.
I like how our whole group surrounded this guy on the ground, just like pummeling him.
Yeah, everyone's
He's
like, come
down.
on, you just die
Come on.
already.
All right. He's at this point. He's looking bloodied.
Okay.
He's pretty hardy.
Goodness.
Okay. Well, seeing the thing fly around, I'm gonna chase after it. I'm gonna use my movement to get.
Here.
Yeah, but I'm gonna stay. It's kind of creepy looking, right? I'm gonna stay 10 feet away from it because it's super creepy. But I'll try to get in range. Yeah.
Go hug the demon.
Okay. Yeah, 10 feet away.
Spectral demon.
Love that.
Can you describe it again, just for me, because I'm curious?
Okay, it's you see no legs. A floating entity appears to be wearing some sort of spectral armor. The half helm covers everything above the upper lip. So all you see is this half helm that positions up, swirls into these impala-like horns. But half of the helm is broken, and you can barely see a bit of a face that appears to be decaying. Shield in one hand and a spectral sword, but it's not doing. And you've realized it's not stabbing into you; it is pulling whatever essence out of you.
Good luck with that.
That is Rao's turn as you, stab into the entity on the ground, spin around, and position yourself, seeing that Eric's is now in a bad state of affairs, flanked by these individuals.
Yep.
That is your turn. Yeah, he's going to stand up. Half his movement to do so. Seeing Unido and Velafera in front of him, I'm going to... No, the last person to do any damage to him would have been Unido.
Yep.
So he is going to strike at Unido.
No, I hit him. He
Oh,
was
you
one.
did, but he's not running towards you. He's going to stand up and wipe out. That is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
That's 8 points of slashing damage. Are you immune to poison?
I am resistant to poison.
Okay. You take 14 points of poison damage, half to 7. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Hey, that's 17.
That's a success. Its second attack is an 8.
Good thing you're pressure treated.
The one on Pipalook will attempt
next
to
punish.
strike as well. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hurt.
You take 9 points of slashing damage.
I'm down.
What?
You take 9 points of slashing damage, and you would take the poison would have hit the same time, so you do fall. That was its first attack. Its second attack with you on the ground, it will strike at
I am
you.
there.
Yes, you are.
No.
Wow.
That is a 22 to hit. I'm sorry, a 20 to hit. That is an auto crit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you fail. 2. Death saving.
Yeah.
That is its turn. Moving down the line,
Shnikes.
the entity in front of you, Eric's, will attempt to strike at you again. This is for mother. This is for father.
Do I recognize the figure now that she's up close?
It's hard to tell with the helm, but you do see similar horns to that of yours that are covered by the helm. She will strike at advantage because she has an ally on the other side. First attack is a 14 to hit.
Just hits.
8 points of necrotic damage. Make me the wisdom saving throw.
Uh, 13.
You are still frightened. Second attack is a 25 to hit.
Sure.
I'm sorry. 12 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah.
You fall?
Yeah.
That's next Sunday 4 p.m. for our character build session.
So Rael stops tapping on the window because when I'm down,
He bamps out.
He moves.
Okay. That is its turn. Eric's, at the start of your turn, I need you to make me a death saving throw. Actually, I'm sorry. At the start of your turn, you automatically take necrotic damage. You fail.
Okay.
But now you can make a death saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you did the math on that?
Fail.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Now, that is your Pipalook. I need a death saving throw, please.
Oh God.
No!
7.
Okay. Moving forward, we are going to go to that of Navare, who's going to attempt to strike at the spectral entity here. That is not going to do it. We are moving forward. Velafera is going to roll a perception check. Yep. She is looking out. She looks to Pipalook, automatically knowing that she cannot save you. She steps up, shares a space, or just outside of her range. She is going to cast Healing Word at second level. 8, 11. You heal 11 points.
Okay.
as she calls out for your name specifically. That is her bonus action.
Yeah.
Back up.
Her main action, she takes the moon touch longsword and she's going to stab the creepy entity in front of her. She misses. She rolled a 3. It is unable to strike. That is her turn. Round 4. Unido, it is your turn.
Man, I don't have any healing spells, and no one gave me healing potions.
You guys are at a party.
Yeah. So yeah, the only thing I can do, I have the one that we've been attacking that was down on the ground. I'm just gonna go for it again with the rapier pointed at it, and actually I know it'll get attack of opportunity, but I'm gonna move in the flanking position of it too.
Where you want to be? Here?
Just right there. Yep.
He's going to attempt to strike at you.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I'm not gonna allow that one. It didn't land where I needed to. It's one last, but yeah, that's gonna be a 22 to hit.
Hits.
You take 8 points of slashing damage. So 8 points of poison damage halved because of your resistance.
Alright, I will attempt to attack this thing. Rapier out. I'm going to spend 3 side points on it because going all. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'll do that. 3 side points. 19 on the die, but 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits.
Yep. And we will roll one of these, and one of these. Oh, I get to roll 2 of these actually. So we got 11 points of piercing damage.
11 points of piercing damage to him.
And it's going to be 25 points of force damage. It's actually force damage, not psychic.
Nice. That's fine. He doesn't get resistance to either one, but yeah. It staggers back, but still stands in front of you. Is that your turn?
Move me right next to the spiritual weapon, but still adjacent to him, and then just to
Like that?
Yep.
Okay. Maintaining.
keep defense spot. Yep, that's my turn.
Mr. Gotor is in this instance. You would have seen Pipaloop fall. You would have seen Eric's fall from the window view. You look out. The chaos is in the streets. What are you doing?
So I know the layout of this building. This is where our barracks and everything is.
Sorry, I got one more thing to do on my turn if I could.
Sure.
As a bonus action, I can use Mystical Recovery, and I regain hit points for every side point I spent on the turn.
Okay.
So since I spent 3 side points, I regain 3 hit points.
I love it.
It's,
I love
forget,
it.
I keep forgetting I have that.
You would know the layout of this. You would know for you, even at movement and action, it would take you a full round.
Yeah, to get to the front door.
Yes.
So it'd be 30 feet down, or 60 feet to the front door.
Yeah.
All right. Also, I wanted to say Navarre should have had a bite on Bellafair's turn. She did the...
He goes before Velafera, and he struck, and I rolled a 3.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Alrighty, I'm going to run down the stairs, action dash.
So you essentially make your way to the front door.
Open the door, object interaction.
Obviously, object. You unlock the door and
Fling it
flings
open.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and action surge.
All right.
No, I'm just gonna both of them.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you pulling out? The father invention and
The ace in the hole.
there it is.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and roll a sleight of hand just to see.
I don't think anybody's paying attention to right now.
Probably
I didn't
not.
see
It's a
anything.
22.
You're good. You're good.
There's always a tabaxi somewhere. That's
Nobody's.
I have a joke and I'm gonna hold on to it.
Oh man.
She pops around the corner.
Ah.
We're all dying, right?
So I'm just gonna. Man, which one's?
front door is like directly below me, or like so? Am I like
you're
here
at
now?
you're at the front door. Yes, front
If
door.
I'm right there, is it a stoop? Is it elevated at all?
Yes, there are 3 steps. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know who to go for. I'm gonna. God, I guess I'm gonna shoot.
You know.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna shoot the zombie first. And I'm gonna do.
Wait, you want this one? You want the specter? You want the creepy demon, or you want this thing?
Or the
The
other.
other thing that was giving that thing advantage.
Oh, okay, scarecrow. Or yeah,
Um,
the specter over here. Go for it. You have range, of course. You could be at the other end of the table. And still hit the damn
Out of town. I'm at the fort.
thing. Right.
All right, so I'm just gonna 2 attacks on until it's dead, type of thing. Whew, that was bad, almost. Was it 17 to hit?
So yeah.
All right. That's an 8. So that's. It's actually been a while since I've used my. So that's gonna be 11 damage on the first shot.
11 damage, and that's straight piercing damage.
That's straight piercing.
Sorry, where you at? Where you at? Oh yeah, and that's
The zombie with the green circle.
Flanking
Yeah.
of Eric's, yeah.
Not with. Flanking
Flanking
Eric's.
Eric.
And then offhand attack.
Go for it.
But because of the feet, I still get the. 12 to hit.
12 just hits.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be another 6 damage piercing.
All right, still there.
Yeah.
It's taken some damage, a little bit here and there, but nothing. Not enough to put it down yet.
Okay. And I believe that's it. You don't get any additional movement when you action surge. So.
No.
That's it. Bonus for everything. Wait, did I bonus?
Not the second time. No. Not
No, you only
I
get
didn't
one
bonus
bonus
at all.
action.
I don't think there's anything that I can really do.
No.
Okay, that's it for me.
That's fine. That works. That's going to the specters. Yeah. This one here is going to float over.
It's not very though.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Fact. That's a 10. That is going to miss Navare.
Ooh, not very.
This one here. Yeah, will attempt to strike at Navare as well.
I like the whisper bit.
What's
Huh?
that?
I like the whisper bit of the song.
Keeps freaking me out.
I love it.
Voices that
Haven't
say
seen
so.
That's going to hit
Over here,
Navare.
it
That's a
sounds like
9 plus
over
6
here.
to hit. And that is, yeah. That's
Play backwards.
4 points of slashing damage to Navare. And 13 points of poison damage.
Oh my gosh.
Navare still stands. That was his first
That's one
attack.
hardy cat, man.
I mean, it is a panther.
Still.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
That's going to hit as well.
Took levels in Barbarian.
18 plus.
That's from
5.
Jacksonville.
With that, yeah. No need to do the math on it. Navare
Oh no!
Oh!
is knocked unconscious by this creepy little entity.
Okay, now we gotta kill him, guys.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's on you 3 because he's gonna die.
The specter. Yeah,
Thanks.
It's another joke.
the specter.
Just let it
Um,
fly.
the entity here. You see her, the hand raise up and point behind. Specter is moved, commanded to move towards you. It will attempt to strike. That is a 18 to hit.
Yep.
Go ahead and make that con save. 11. So 5 points of necrotic damage to you.
Okay. 17 on the con
You
save.
managed to say you only take the 5. That's already half the 5 is. So one attack. That is their turn. Rao, it is your turn.
Okay. If I get in between that Spectre and Eric's, is that an attack of opportunity or no? Like, can I get stand between the two?
Like you want to move all the way here?
Yeah.
You're still within its space.
Okay. Once I get in my space, you watch the shadow that's connected to me, like my actual shadow, reach up and wrap around Eric's.
Oh boy.
and then it begins to fade, and as it fades, she disappears as I cast invisibility on them. And I look at the creepy guy and I say, "They belong to me."
Is it invisibility?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's touch. So
So you and her both go invisible, or you and him, excuse me, both go invisible.
no, just
Him.
yeah.
Okay. That is your action.
Yep.
Very well.
Bonus act, or I can't do hex because it's gone. Invisibility's concentration, so yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. With that, the demons turn. They will turn. One will turn to you, Unido, as you were the last thing to strike at it.
Yep.
That is going to be a 17 to hit. Misses. The shield goes up, and you see the nails scrape across. Second attack is going to be a 18.
Misses.
Strikes down at you. This one here will leap over to strike at Velafera. First attack is going to, it's a 17 plus. That is 5 points of slashing damage. And
Sounds like a cell phone going off to vibrate.
9 points of poison damage.
Oh, is it the song? I thought it was a cell phone the whole
Nope, it's a
time.
song.
Second attack
Oh,
I really like
man.
it.
is
Do you like it too?
I like that.
Yeah.
second attack. It's a 13 that will hit Velafera. She is not wearing her armor. That is 8 points of slashing damage.
Nothing good happens in war. I'm just saying. Go out clubbing. This is what happens.
We went to the castle.
Yeah.
No, that place is actually super nice. They're actually super nice there. Listen, I've been there a bunch of times, so they're actually nice to me. But
10 years ago.
Not nice. No.
those are awesome.
Velafera falls to the ground. She took in that one round. She took 33 points of damage.
Damn.
That is their turn, and we are going to go to we're going to go to her turn. She positions herself, and she's going to strike at you twice.
Okay.
Who's you?
Wow.
Rao, the one who cast invisibility. That is a 13 to hit.
Yep. Con saves.
6. That's 10 points of necrotic damage, half to 5,
Okay.
and make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom, so good at that. Saving throw is a 12.
You fail. You are frightened, and your speed is reduced to 0. Second attack is going to be a 14 to hit.
Okay.
That is 7 points of necrotic, half to 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that is her attack. I need you to make a concentration check. 2 constitution saving throws to maintain the invisibility.
One of them passes, the other one does not, as it's an 8.
Okay.
How much damage did you take?
No.
10 is the basic.
Oh.
It has to be at least
Oh,
has
yeah,
to be
at
at
least
least
10. Yeah, so yes, the invisibility is off.
Okay.
And actually, yeah, your hex would have dropped when you did that.
Yeah, so.
So you are visible now. That is her turn. Eric's, I need you to make a constitution saving throw at the start of your turn.
Oh, it carries over when I go unconscious and come back to consciousness?
As long as you're within her space, it's a constitution saving throw.
Okay. 15.
15 just succeeds. Just succeeds. Wow. Very well. That, now it is your turn.
Half
You
my
go.
movement to stand up.
Yep.
And I'm going to kind of survey the situation. Would you say that I can figure out who this person may be based on her last
words
Make
to
me a wisdom check.
Okay.
Is this an action or free action? Or?
Free action.
13, 14, 15.
You get the sense that yes, this person knows a lot about you. But the last memory you had is that, or what you understood is that everyone in your family was gone. This one knows something about you, knows your name, and has a similar look to that of you. Who it is, you're not sure. Which one of your twin sisters, if it's either.
Twinkies.
Okay. I'll just kind of look at Rao and kind of be at a loss what to do, but cast Misty Step and bamf around the corner.
This corner here?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you went that way.
No, what?
Nope, too late.
Too late. I chose it.
Ignore the open door into the
30
magically
feet.
protected room.
No, that's true.
Okay, 30 feet. Boom.
And then half my movement to try and duck around that corner. Oh, well, alright.
All right. So as you get there, what you see as you run around the corner, you see cats. You see 12 cats.
Oh no.
And they seem to be looking and moving at a brisk pace towards you. And walking behind them, you see a halfling female walking with a staff heading in this direction.
Oh!
You see a swarm of cats heading in your direction, just behind a halfling woman with a staff and moving as quick as possible, running
I don't
past.
know.
Apparently y'all get it.
Yeah.
My
jokes,
character
so.
doesn't.
You have no
I do.
idea.
Yeah.
Maybe an insight check.
8.
You're not sure if they're friend or foe, but they're moving fast.
Oh boy. I just, like, hugged the wall.
Okay. That is going to go to death saving throw for kitty cat. That's a fail.
Is that a...
And that we're gonna go to Bellafera death saving throw. That's a success. Success for her. We are gonna go to top of the round, Unido. What do you got?
Man, sorry, things got changed at the last second there.
You're fine.
Sorry, friend.
Because the other option is just to do that. I think that's just as good. Yeah, so the one right next to me, I am going to point the rapier at it and attack it again.
Got it.
I will spend another 3 side points on it
Got it.
to boost it up, but there's no advantage. It's straight roll. Hey, but it's still 22 to hit
22 hits.
for all this damage. Maybe that way.
Nice.
That would be 13 points of piercing.
Okay.
And 29 points of force.
Yes. In that instance, you shove the blade directly into its face, and as you do that last bit, you push it in and you jettison it off of your sword as it cracks into the ground. That entity is dead. As much as he wants to stay up, he is dead.
Bonus action, I'm going to switch back to my nomadic step discipline.
Okay.
And I am going to... You're still inside the building, right?
No, I'm out
Oh,
front.
you're out.
Yeah, you see him standing on the stoop.
I think I got to defend Felifera, so put me right over Felifera just to try to get in between the two, just to defend the body.
Move over in front to position yourself.
And
Shield up, sword
shield
out.
up, sword, yeah.
Okay. That is your turn. Roy, Kotor, it is your turn.
I'm gonna move 25 feet. Y'all?
Okay.
And I'm gonna, with Father of Invention, I'm gonna shoot at both of those entities with piercing shot.
Got it.
Golly. 14 to hit on the zombie.
Yes, it
I'm
hits.
sorry, not 14. Sorry, 12.
12 just hits.
Oh, wow.
The Spectre? Yes, just hits.
All right, so that's going to be 6 damage to him.
Piercing.
Yeah. And then the bullet goes through into the Spectre. Natural 20.
Nice.
Okay, what do you got?
That's grit back.
Yes.
That's going to be 5, 10, so it's 14 piercing damage.
14 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then offhand weapon. Since I just got my grit back, I'm going to go ahead and do another piercing shot with the offhand weapon.
Okay, I'll
Because of the natural 20.
Okay.
15 plus on the first guy.
Hits.
That's going to be 8 damage piercing.
Okay.
And then second guy is 14 plus 8, so 22
22.
for the spectral.
You're going back to this one.
I just hit that one. That's what the last damage was.
That was 11 points, you said? No, how many?
8.
I'm sorry, 8 points.
Mhm.
For yes, that one just barely stands.
Damn! Need that grit. And then the spectral takes 12 points of piercing damage.
All right, yeah. Barely taking any damage to start. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Looking. But this one here struggling to keep its form in front of Rao, but you've done a decent amount of damage.
And I'll just yell out, try any way to get into the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't move.
Yes. That is going to go to the Spectre.
I tried.
Yeah. This one here will move towards Unido. This one here will strike at you. Straight roll. Nothing special about it. That's a 14 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
9 points, half to 4. Make the con save to see if I drain any of that HP.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you still maintain. And then on you, Unido, I'm going to attempt to strike at you. That is an 11.
Misses.
Misses. That is their turn. That we're gonna go to.
It's good over here.
Yeah, I'm dying.
I hear a weed eater or something outside.
Yeah. Rao, it is your turn. To start your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Again, not when it counts. That's a 8.
8.
It's
12 points of necrotic, half to 6.
Oh my god.
But your max drops 6.
Okay, I am still up.
Epic. It is your turn.
Okay, so I'm frightened. Does that mean I only have disadvantage on attacks on the one guy, or everything has I have disadvantage on attacks?
Creature has disadvantage attacks, ability checks, and attack rolls while the source of its fear. So any attack. So while
Any attacks at all?
it's within. Yes.
Alright, well, I was gonna go for the one that was dying, but since it's just any of them, I'm gonna go for big boy.
Okay.
Shadow Clock comes back, swing at him. Gonna try to bring him. 6. And 6 plus 6, 12 to hit.
12 misses.
Okay.
Strikes out, the claw reaching towards, and is unable to make purchase on the entity. That's you?
Yeah, that's all I got. Can't move, no bonus actions.
Alright, Unido.
Yeah.
The demon creature on you will attempt to make its strikes.
Oh yeah. Forgot about it.
It's a 14.
Misses.
That's a 21.
Once I switch back to max step, I'm going to use my nomadic step ability called defensive step. I'm going to teleport away, increasing my AC by 4.
Okay.
So-
Where are you teleporting to?
Since I have a nomadic anchor inside the second floor
Oh,
of the
boy.
building, I'm going to teleport back to the second floor.
Alright, you're back inside.
Wait.
Yep.
Alright. Okay.
That costs 2 cycle points.
I hope you have enough.
All right.
Oh no.
That.
But I did get hit, so that was
Oh, you still take damage, though, yeah?
my AC went up.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. Not seeing anything else to strike yet. Yeah. It'll use its movement. To run at Roy to take its second.
That was the second attack at me.
Was.
Yeah.
So it'll just run at Roy with its movement. My bad. That is its turn. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna strike at you, Rao. No, she's not. No, she's not. She is following.
She didn't see where I went.
She doesn't have to.
I missed it. Oh.
There's a connection there.
Yeah.
She's in your heart.
No.
She pulled out the tracking
She'll have
beacon
your heart.
radar.
She
Waves.
goes around the corner. You automatically would have disadvantage either way, but you can do attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Why not? 8 plus 6, so
14.
yeah, 14.
14. Just hits.
Hey.
Just hits.
I
Knock her down.
don't have a weapon in my hand.
You're just using the claws.
Yeah, but that's just an action thing. Does it stay with me?
Oh, it's a can't. Yeah, the cantrip.
Yeah, it's a
No,
cantrip.
you're just swiping out. Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna pop her in the back of the head of my.
And as we learned this week, you are proficient.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it during the break. It was something we
I was
had a
right,
big
that's the
debate
important
about
part.
it, and I was like,
You
no,
were
this isn't right.
Wait, no, what's damage on an armed strike when you're not among? Is this
1d4.
just the D4?
Yep.
I thought it was it's 1 plus
One-
strength.
Strength, yeah.
1 plus your strength.
1 point of damage to the back of the head as it walks away.
-2 damage.
I'll try to use the claw, and then it dissipates before I reach the head. And
Okay,
then
not to worry.
it's just a fist to the head.
Eric, what you see in this instance, as the halfling female that is heading your way, and this swarm of cats moving towards your attention is drawn behind you as you see the spectral entity, something that you're not sure if it's familiar to you or not, swings around the corner and is floating in your direction. Actually, I'm sorry, she has 60 feet of
No, she doesn't. No. Nuh-uh. Nope.
Hello, my pretty.
Yeah.
And during that last 30, it was just like, did I really just get punched in the back of the head?
Right?
She got confused by that, right?
Yeah,
You
she's
see
like,
the
"What?"
entity. You see the entity lurch up behind
Or
you,
like stunning strike.
and it takes notice. You look over. It looks as almost passing through you. The sight, and it sees this approaching halfling and these cats. And in an instance, you see the image disappear.
Pardon?
Evil
You lucky.
from cats.
Oh, it's in you. What?
What?
You see this one disappear. In front of you, preparing to strike, it just collapses and falls to the ground.
I kick it.
You guys are officially out of combat. We are going to go ahead and take a break right now because we have a lot to go through. I think I have someone to apologize to. So that's going to be something to deal with. But please stick around with us. We're going to come back here and we're going to find out what happens to our group of heroes that are dealing with some problems.
Some problem.
So please stick around. After dealing with some counseling and things, a lot of aftercare, we're back at our regularly scheduled program here, where we are currently in an initiative, and at this point, Eric's. It is your turn as you see these cats moving towards you. They go after you, so they are going to be running past
They
you.
go after me.
They're moving. Their turn goes. Their turn is after yours,
That's how I die.
and you as you look back, you see the entity that was in pursuit of you is no longer there.
There's kind of a moment where I try to loosely defend myself, but that kind of just fizzles out, and Eric falls to his knees, kind of in defeat, kind of holding at the wall. Not really sure what's happening.
Okay.
Am I bleeding? I'm assuming.
You've taken quite a bit of damage. Most of it's not. It's not slash. Well, a little bit of slash. No
slashing.
It's all.
Necrotic.
Yeah.
Well, did the zombie hit me at one point?
No, you weren't hit by they would have never.
Oh, they were all specters.
They were specters, so they were just doing necrotic damage to you. So internally, you're a mess.
Yeah.
I
Good
would
times.
say this to you. No, we'll get there. Internally, you're a mess as you drop to a knee, and
There's probably like an instance where it looks like he's trying to cast something, but
we'll say that is your turn.
Yep.
All right.
That's it.
At this point, Navarre is going to roll a death saving throw. That is another fail. That is 2 for Navarre. Fail. Followed up by Velafera, who will roll her death saving throw.
Does anyone have any potions left?
That is a fail for her. She has 1 fail, 1 success. Going to the top of the round, Unido, you look as you're in this room, and you're not sure what you see.
I'll run back to the window again.
You run to the window. As you peek out, you don't see any of the adversaries. Easily enough, you don't see any of the adversaries. Roll me a perception check.
7.
7. Yeah, you see none of the adversaries on the ground, but you do see Velafera, Navarre, Pipluke, all laying prone on the ground.
I'll use a side point. I'll teleport down to right next to Televera,
Teleport next to Velafera.
and I'll try to do medicine check as a mannequin, as much good as a mannequin can do.
Roll me a medicine check.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh man,
Knocks on her
10 minus 1, so 9.
9. You're. Yeah, you're not too. You're
I
not
did
too
the
sure.
entire CPR motion.
Yeah, you're not too sure. Your
There's
lack
no.
of your lack of attachment. Your lack of attachment to that of the human form leaves you hard pressed to understand what is wrong with her, but she is not conscious. You just place your face against hers.
Yeah, CPR style.
Oh God!
But there's no
I don't like that.
nothing on my end, so yeah.
Oh, that's your
Table
turn.
That's my turn.
All right,
Instead of
Mr.
a human
Kotor.
practicing on a CPR doll. It's a CPR doll
I
practicing
saw
on
where
you.
that was going and I didn't like it.
Mr. Kotor, it is your turn.
Another side point.
Yeah, I'll run over to Velafera. He's seen some shit and he'll do a medicine check.
Okay. You run over with your movement. Medicine check.
I didn't even see if I was proficient.
Oof.
I don't like that face you're
Yeah,
making.
that's a face.
That's a nat 1.
She's not moving. That's all you can gauge. You lift up her hand and she just drops. You're like, okay. I'm no doctor.
Lift up the other hand to help.
Yeah.
I'll move over to Pipluke after that.
Okay. It was 25. Say 30. You should. You're just 5 feet away from people. You see her on the ground. Quick glance at her. She looks substantially worse off than you. With Velafera, you probably just see the labored breath. Pipluke, you see none whatsoever. What you would take notice of, Roy and Unido, as you're looking about, even Rao, you see the essence, the tiny bit of essence that is still left from these specters. The two, one over by you where you were stood, and the one by you, the bodies that were on the ground. These bit of energy goes back to one of the bodies on the ground, another body on the ground, and you see these people on the ground come back to consciousness as their souls have been returned to them. They look bad off. They look like they've taken a beating, because they did. And they are reaching out, looking for some sort of aid. That is their turn. Rao, it is your turn.
Wait, did I see that Velafera went down? And I'm pretty far away.
You would have seen her fall when you first made your way over here.
Okay. I will use my movement to try to reach her.
You step over the.
I'll slide underneath her spirit weapon if I have to.
Okay. Yeah, you're right there. You're adjacent to her.
Okay, and I'll say, I won't say anything. Just the hands start to glow again, and then I'll place them on her chest as I will use my healing hands ability on her and give her 4 points.
Say Unido and Roy, you both see Rao, this bit of radiant energy expelled from his hands, and it is ushered into that of Villafera. Her eyes open. She gasps aloud, looking about, and immediately her face becomes morose, as the last memory she had was that looking at people dying on the ground.
All I'll say to her is, save your Cheetah or whatever.
Oh. Can you speak up a bit, Patrick?
I can speak a little bit. Sorry. That is your turn. She is no longer here. Eric's. You see the cats. I'm sorry, that did not represent that. The swarm of cats has made its way here. Not aggressively, but they begin to look about and they are searching around for anything in the vicinity. The woman, halfling, runs up to you as you are on the ground. She kneels down and puts her arm on yours and tries to lifts you up. Come, we must go. We have much work.
The halfling lifts up the 6'3" tiefling.
She struggles to do so, but she puts her hand on your arm and urges you. Come, we must go. We have much work.
Who are you? I don't.
It is not important. Come with me. And she is waiting for your turn. On your turn, you will go with her. Now it is your turn.
I'll, with barely any mental capacity, will follow her.
You get 25 feet because she's a tiny woman.
Speak up.
It's 25 feet because she's a tiny woman. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm doing that now. She will use the rest of her
Action.
to get there. Surveying the scene. Yes. Now you see actively what is going on here. Villafera in her now consciousness. I would say, yeah. What are you doing?
I can't move any further, right?
No. You used up everything that you had with her.
Okay. I'll take
We'll say this is gone.
mine too, probably.
Yes, that is gone as well. Both yours weapons.
I see Villafera on the ground and I see Pippaluke on the ground.
You see Villafera, head lifted up, now looking about and surveying the scene. She does appear to be conscious.
Okay. I'll reach into my belt and grab the potion I have, and call out to Rao. Rao, catch and toss the.
Bring the dexterity check there.
Oh,
Rao.
boy. Got
So,
this, buddy.
13.
13. You grab it midair.
Okay.
You have a potion in your hand. On your turn, you can do with it as you please.
Okay.
That is going to go to Navarre. We are going to move on to Villafera. She stands up immediately as you make the comment to her about checking her cheetah. She runs over. She falls down to her knees immediately and begins to cry uncontrollably as Navarre is lifeless in her hands. That is Villafera's turn. With that, we are out of combat. The priestess here, you see this halfling woman that is adorned in leathers and other bits of tree branches and the like. Almost druidic in nature. She looks she looks like a halfling druid or priest. These cats begin to swarm about and almost create a perimeter around all of you, and they are just actively searching. One of them comes over to the body of Pippaluke and just confirms what you guys all know. the priestess, we must get her. We must take whoever needs to the garden. You must follow me now.
Oh.
I help lift up Pipaloop.
Definitely a distinct check from me.
Okay.
Oh,
She's a hardy individual.
You say the kids turned back to normal?
Yeah.
The kids are no. You just the smaller individuals. They are just lifeless bodies on the ground now.
Okay, what was it specifically? You said something like turned back to, or like souls returned.
The
to something.
specters, the two specters that were remaining, returned to whatever bodies they came from.
Okay, so
So
You
there are
see
laying
people on the ground that are
people.
just shaken, trying to gain composure, and they look physically, they look beaten in some way, shape, or form, but they're trying to gain and figure out what it was that just happened to them.
Okay.
They're definitely out of sorts.
I'll go up to one of those and try to talk to him or them and calm them down or whatever.
Okay, make me charisma check.
Ask him to eat his carry a police on our ass. It's a natural one.
A+.
Natural one. You go over. You go over to try to comfort. The person sees you running over. Maybe it was the black eyes. Maybe it's the pale skin. But you frightened them. They drag themselves across the ground as you have moved maybe a little aggressively, and as you were just trying to be more attentive. But they moved back away from you. No, they put up the hand like they're afraid of you. What is your strength check?
Nat 20
Hey.
+1
You actually, yes.
with
you can-
Roy's help too. So he's
Okay, you rolled an advantage?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you two pick up the body of Pipalook and you have her in your hands. You see the cats, once you have the body in hand, they go from having a perimeter, they move back into a cluster or a swarm, and they begin to usher you, leading. The halfling grabs a hold of your arm and this way now.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Quarterstaff just clatters the ground.
Okay. Quarterstaff is on the ground.
Rao, can you grab a things for us?
Yeah. Anything that of ours that's from the scene that's on the ground, I'll gather
Someone
more
needs to
stuff.
grab Navarre.
Yeah, someone needs to help. 'Cause, you see Villafair struggling to carry Navarre.
That's a big cat.
I'll help. That's like a 300-something pound cat. Right? I'll help, but it's not gonna be.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
150 to 200 pounds.
Okay.
That's
I looked it up. I definitely looked it up. Yeah, 150 to 200 pounds for
300 pounds.
a large puma and or leopard cheetah type. Well, cheetah's a little bit
Jaguar.
lighter,
Yeah.
but
it's something.
So
It's muscle.
what you got?
6.
Yeah. She goes to lift up and she's distraught. She grabs the paw and she's trying to pull, and neither one of you guys are struggling to pick up Navarre.
I don't know. I'm kind of just like at a loss of words, everything, and just Raoul is drained of everything he has. And he'll try, but he's like already on the verge himself. So
Okay. Well, give me one more roll. At advantage. I won't have a roll for her. Just roll. You roll at advantage.
18.
Nice. Eventually, you get the strength up. You have to stop every little bit of the way to gain yourself. But you guys are led, following the cats, the swarm of cats, and this priestess body of Pipalook, and being carried by Unido and Roy and Rao and Villafera, carrying the body of Navarre, as Eric, you're just held by the arm and ushered. You get about, you can consider it about 2 city blocks down the way, and you come and you see this garden in the night. It is the only thing that is well lit within, but you do not see the sources of light. You presume it's probably some sort of firefly or some bug or bit of lights that are giving off within the foliage of this forest. And in the center, those who have dark vision would be able to see in the center of this large garden, there is a large tree, or trees, 2 trees that extend out and intertwine within one another. Who with dark vision is proficient in nature? No?
Nope.
City people.
Do either.
I made
you're
up
the
a
only
tree.
one with dark vision.
Dark vision.
You have dark vision.
Yeah, I don't. It's not proficient. Yeah.
So you begin to move, and still the halfling moving ever so quickly, guiding you. The cat's still guiding, and as soon as they hit into this garden area, you see them disperse out and begin to climb into different trees and the like. They do not. They almost leave your sight immediately.
Do I get the sense that they're actual cats or spectral cats or?
Roll me an intelligence check.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Hard to tell. You're not sure. They move in unison, but you can't say for sure. And they dispersed very much the same as you are eventually brought to into this garden. The halfling looks over to Roy and Unido over by the tree, and then she looks to you, Rao and Belafera, by the tree. You eventually get the bodies moved over to the base of this tree, and as you get closer with the flickering firefly lights or lightning bug lights, you can see that the leaves of this tree are a very violet color. For a basis of reference in real life, this would be the essentially it is a wisteria tree. But again, you see not one tree, you see two trees that have intertwined to one large tree. Almost identical. Bodies are placed underneath. Halfling looks to all of you and introduces herself formally. I am Venetia. This is my garden. I heard the fight. My goddess spoke of what was there. I do not know what it was there for, but I was instructed to aid in any way I can. I am sorry I came late. For that, I can only offer this service for you. We can try to bring them back, but you have to be strong, all of you. I can begin the process.
Please do.
We'll see. She begins the process, the hour-long process, to bring back these two entities. In that hour's time, what are you doing? Belafera is automatically seeing this. She wipes away her tears, knowing what is being done, seeing this ritual done before. She begins to aid the halfling. Unido, Roy, Eric's Rao. What do you do?
I'll go sit underneath the tree and just kind of fall asleep because I really can't do anything. I don't have anything on me.
As soon as you lay against the tree, you immediately feel warmth, and not heat, comfort. It is like every garden that you ever sat in and continue on. You feel like you're at home, and it almost feels like it's hugging you, embracing you. What are you doing?
What's the weather like right now? It's nighttime, right?
It's funny you should mention that. It is nighttime, and as you were outside in this confrontation, it was snow flurries. As soon as you entered into this forest, the air is perfect. It's
Cloud
not
cover?
cold.
Or no?
Oh, you look up, there is cloud cover. But within this garden, the temperature is perfect. It is not cold, it is not hot. The air is fresh and aromatic.
I'm going to sit on a park bench, whatever they have here, some sort of seating, and look up in the direction of the sky where I saw that star before, and concentrate on it. Don't know what it is, don't know what it can do, don't know anything about it, but I'm just going to concentrate on it and think about Pipalook.
Make me an Arcana check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you're concentrating on it, and all of you would see this, as you're not hiding it. You notice the temperature, but not so much you. Notice the temperature is perfect. And you see Roy, and you just see cold breath just emanating out of his mouth. Focused, eyes locked in the sky. Rao, what are you doing?
No, I was sleeping underneath the tree.
You're sleeping on the tree, sorry. Unido, what are you doing?
Seeing that it will take some time, I actually want to head back to the house.
Okay.
And I come back however much.
All right. So as you head to the house, roll me a perception check as you
okay.
get around the corner. You get the 2 blocks, and you start to head towards Delvar's establishment.
11.
11. Easily enough. You see Emerald Guard. You see them looking about, picking up bodies and asking questions. You do see standing in the doorway of his establishment, you see Dovar with the beard still draped down as he's looking about, concerned look on his face, but not really saying anything or doing anything, just looking, wondering.
Oh man. I don't want to use my side point, but I gotta do it. I want to teleport into the second story for the using my pneumatic anchor that's still up there.
Okay. What's the distance that you have to be?
1 mile.
1 mile. Okay. Yeah. Wow. You are within the interior of this of the dormitory.
I would like to change back into my formal wear, which covers all the body parts.
Gotcha.
And I specifically want to pick up my box of buttons.
Okay, you grab your box of buttons.
And then I will attempt to go back.
All right. Step back.
No, I forgot to teleport things. I had to walk through the guards.
Okay. As you exit the building, are you trying to be conspicuous?
No, I got a box of buttons in my hand.
Okay, you walk with the box of buttons. You would take notice. You see Dovar looking in your direction and just not saying anything, just following you. You walk. No one stops you. Everyone's focused on the people that are in the streets, dying or dead. You make your march. And you're gone. You have the buttons in hand. You eventually return to the group. Eric's, what are you doing?
I would have stepped kind of off to the side on the outskirts of the garden, kind of sat down on the ground and taken out my raven skull and just kind of holding it with both hands, concentrating on it and trying to call out to the matron. And I know that people have times that come, and I don't believe I should be the reason that she dies. I think she has more to do here for us. I don't know if it's her time. I would like to help with this if I can.
Okay. Roll me a religion check.
Oh, well, okay. 19.
19. No words spoke to you. You get the sense that you can aid, possibly in this ritual, because of who your deity is. Yes, you would probably be one that would need to be present for this specifically, as you know that they are, the Raven Queen is that of who ushers those to the next life. That is what you sense. As the hour passes and Unido eventually makes his way back, now changed into his formal wear, approaching with a box of buttons in his hands. You guys are all within this garden, just below this wisteria tree. Candles are lit, and the halfling, a woman, approaches and kneels before the body of Navarre to start. Velifair lays out her vestments, sprinkles out her silver powder on the ground around, and prepares her ritual. Velifair extends a hand out to you, Ares. I need help.
I assist. Take her hand.
Okay. In this instance, you will be doing a resurrection spell. The halfling looks to whomever would like to donate to the cause, as a resurrection spell does cost some money.
Oh, so this is actually like gold worthy and not personal artifact.
Still costs gold to cast this. It is a component of it. Yes.
I'll drop 200 each.
Okay.
I'll give her the 500 gold gems.
Okay. Velifair immediately drops out her 600 or 800 gold pieces immediately in front, right where Navarre sits. So Navarre is covered.
So yeah, for the 50 gold of gems, okay. To Luke. As I walk back from the tree though, are there any like sticks on the ground or any large fallen pieces of wood?
Rolling perception check.
So 600 takes care of Navarre.
800 will take you.
Oh.
800 plus your 2, that's 1,000.
Okay.
Yes.
Said perception,
Perception check.
so minus 115.
Surprisingly enough, this garden, where this tree is, it is devoid of any litter or even leaves or sticks on the ground. It is almost perfect.
Are the branches low enough to reach any of them?
Yes, easily enough.
I'll, at the very tip of the stick, I'll just snap off and take with me.
Okay, you snap off. You see when you do the glint of one of the cat's eyes. It just focuses on you. Did not appreciate you pulling that branch off, but you managed to do so without any repercussions.
I'm going to, when I drop off the gems though at Pippaluke's site, I'll just put the piece of the tree in one of her hands.
Okay. With Navarre, Eric's, what are you contributing to this?
To Navarre specifically?
Mm-hmm.
I focus on what I've seen and all of the things that have come to pass to lead me to this particular journey, and knowing that Velifair is a very large part of that, and knowing that Velifair doesn't, there's no Velifair without Navarre. Like, they are a pair. So I focus on that, and rip a little piece of my cloak with like a feather, the feather embroidery, off like a corner, and offer that as kind of to tie that thought and feeling to this ritual.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom check at advantage.
19. Also, I would have donated 200 gold to Luke's.
Okay. So you are accruing enough to cover that of Pippaluke. Velifair will, yes, she prepares her ritual, clasp her her holy symbol, and begins to chant towards her deity of Cyanine. She is going to make an intelligence roll or religion check. Okay. And then the halfling will aid as well. And now, in this instance, all of you take notice as Navarre shudders and shivers, and eventually the eyes open. Does not jump up to its feet, but is definitely breathing again. And you see the spots begin to move around on its form, and leans forward and just begins to lick Millifera's face, very happy. The rest of you, as you place your money down, prepare the ritual. Who would like to aid? As the halfling struggles to stand, she gave quite a bit of power to aid in Nagre. She staggers over to that of Pipaloo.
I'll assist.
Okay. Who else would like to assist? And I need one more. I need one more person to assist.
Besides,
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll do it.
Okay. So with
I
that
don't
said,
assist, but from the box of buttons, I do take out one button. This is the button when Pipalook and I first met that she originally had picked out, and I place it on her forehead.
okay. What kind of button?
It's nice, like wooden made, kind of like would fit like a pair of like pants or something.
Okay. Button is placed on Pipalook's forehead. Who would like to contribute first to this ritual?
I'll go. So he'll kneel down next to Pipalook and put a hand on her shoulder and recall some of the history that she had told him and the group about her homeland, her quest, what she is doing to try and fix and protect her people. Dramatic thunder in the background. And yeah, just recall the historical value for what she's trying to do
Okay.
and offer that up as
Roll me a wisdom check.
thank you.
Wow. You see Roy, who looks now as he stands there, he looks like he should be freezing to death. And breath coming out of him that is just permeating through the air. But the air is perfect. What are you contributing to this?
I mean, I already used it, but Ra's gonna try to push his own personal limits, knowing that everything that's moving forward is gonna require more than he's done before. So he's gonna take off the gloves again, and then everyone will see for the first time where exactly the light comes from when he casts his healing hands, and the scars all through his fingers and thumbs, wrists are gonna glow. And the hand that I put the twig in, I'm gonna clasp her hand, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say it in Giant. I know she probably doesn't speak Giant, but all I'm gonna say is, all I'm gonna say is, there's not another one like you. No matter which force you can look in, there's not another one.
Okay. Roll me a charisma check. Sorry, and I'm struggling here. Roll me a charisma check. I don't know why I keep whispering. It's foolish of me.
It's the atmosphere.
It is the
Yeah.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
We're rolling trash.
Blinding charismatic here.
That's only a 13.
Perfect. Eric's, what would you like to contribute to Pipalook's resurrection?
I pick up her staff, her bow staff, quarterstaff, and walk around the other side of where Rao is, so the opposite hand that's empty, and place the quarterstaff in her hand, and focus on the thought that she is quite literally the best of us. And all he says is only truths from now on. And he takes a bit of his hair, a strand of his hair, and wraps it around her hand and the quarterstaff.
Okay. Roll me intelligence check or nature check,
A nature check? Oh,
but you're not proficient, so it's an intelligence check. Yeah.
Sure is. Shit.
You have inspiration?
No, I do not.
Oh no.
6.
You wrap your hair around the hand and the staff, and as you do, you see out of your own hair, you see these tiny little vines begin to swirl and ringlet around the hand and the staff, almost tying it together. Biblic, you are home. You are near the Skogaranda. It's cold. And you look out into the vastness that is this Arctic terrain, and you see the forest in front of you. And you begin to walk towards it. And you remember this march when you were a child, making this march every time as you always wandered with your people. And you would come here. This was a place of sanctuary. You walk into the forest. As you enter in, it is well lit. Lights emanating from no origin point. And you see Ashira. And she is seated. And she seems to have been waiting for you. What do you do?
I kneel down into the snow and the leaf litter, and I just say, I'm sorry.
She moves towards you and places her hand on your shoulder and moves it down to the side of your face and lifts your chin up to look at you. She says, don't be sorry. You did. You've done everything. But you can do so much more. I'll see you soon enough. And in an instant, you see Pipalook. Her eyes open. Pipalook, the last thing you remember is some little creepy demon cutting into you and taking the opportunity to slice down into you again. You're surrounded by your friends. What do you do?
I sit up
I help her sit up.
and with the staff in one hand and with the staff in one hand and what I can feel remains of whatever was placed in my other, I just look around this tear stream that I'm here and I shouldn't be here, but I've been given another chance. And they're around me and thank you. Thank you.
Wasn't your time, friend?
Roy gets up and walks away.
You see,
Ralph falls on the ground and just keeps on laughing.
you see Roy walk away, and as you stepped up, you see off your forehead, a little button lands in your lap.
I go in for the hug.
So, in this instance, you sit here within this forest, this garden, and you feel weak. You will take all the penalties of that having resurrection with a -4 penalty to pretty much everything. Well, I'll clarify that here shortly. But Roy, you leave. Where are you heading, Roy?
Just to the edge of the garden.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out my weapons and reload them.
The halfling begins to start blowing out candles around where she had created this ritual space. She lets you. You can stay as long as you'd like. This is a safe place. you need to rest. And she looks towards Vaceran with Navarre. He needs to rest as well. Take your time.
I'm gonna walk up to her and say, just thank you. And I'm gonna give her 50 more gold just for her.
I don't require that. And as you hand her the gold that you had contributed is not there. It is gone.
Greedy ass trees.
Looking around.
The taking tree?
Give me your money, tree.
The color of envy is green, isn't it? So.
Pay me or you don't get the leaf.
Looking around in like the grove we're in, is there any tree that I recognize?
Roll me a nature check. The one person who's proficient in nature.
I'm actually
Oh, you're
not. That's gonna be 19.
19.
Okay.
Surprisingly enough, the tree that you sit under, this wisteria, you had seen within the forest that, you had seen something like that. And you had seen many different trees from all over the world, but you're not sure where they hailed from. This tree, though, with your 19, it's out of place. It does not belong here. It is not does not belong here. But it sways in the wind. It is a beautiful tree.
I would like to just go up to it and just curl up in the roots and like rest my eyes.
Okay. You lay down and you rest.
Take the rest you recommended.
The rest of you opt to rest as Roy has just finished reloading his weapons out on the far perimeter of the garden. Are you staying watch, am I assuming, or?
Yeah, they'll take first watch.
Okay.
Try to play with one of the cats. my Raoul's little sister has one. There's like a black cat with yellow eyes. I'll try to find one.
Well, roll me an animal handling check.
I'm gonna try to imitate Raoul's actions.
Oh
No.
Well, you are a scratching post, so.
-1 to 16.
16. You see, eventually you hold out your hand and kind of urge one to come towards you. One does approach, appears to be mostly white, and then along the back you see one large black mark, and then two, and then a single one. It makes its way over to you and sits in your lap as you pet it.
I'll just snuggle with it and then eventually fall asleep.
You eventually fall asleep. Eric's.
Is there one entrance or multiple entrances to the garden?
There is only one entrance to the garden.
I'll position myself close enough to the entrance where I can see it, but not necessarily right up on it, under a tree, and just take a minute to gather myself. I'll resummon Rael.
Just so we're clear, though, there is only one tree in this garden.
Oh, all right, one tree. I will sit in the middle of the field.
Okay, that's fine. No, there's bushes and shrubbery, but and other flowering plants, but there is one single tree in the center. If I did not clarify that.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Shrubbery. Sit next to the little
My nature
flower.
check should have been a 15, sorry.
That's fine. I didn't give you too much.
I'll resummon Rael and just kind of take a moment to breathe and kind of ponder, reevaluate what just happened, and keep as calm as I can.
Okay. When you summon Rael, you get the sense from Rael that I tried. Eventually, those of you who do require the rest, you do rest. Roy, you take notice that while you're keeping your watch, nothing seems to bother you within these gardens. Eventually, as you guys sleep outside and rest, the sun does begin to rise. You are outside, and it is snowing outside of this garden. As no snow passes into. You wake, spells back. Those who have the deficit in your HP do not anymore.
Nice. You're like, dude. I was like, oh.
No.
And people like you still
Like,
have
do not recover.
your,
It's like, oh.
negative penalty until you can start resting appropriately. Your health is back to normal. You wake up and you move about this garden. You take no notice of this halfling anywhere in sight. And currently, you do not see any of the cats. The one that was laying in your lap is no longer there. You are in this garden alone. What are you doing?
Roy's gonna walk
Oh boy.
straight to Eric's. What the fuck?
Wait, do any of us notice that the person was related or whatever?
Again, nothing has been spoken of it.
That's what's happening now.
I don't have an answer, really. I only have theories and guesses. The only guess I really have would be it was my sister. But until 8 hours ago, 9 hours ago, 10 hours ago, I thought she was dead. So that is why.
How far are you all?
All within you are within
Yeah.
speaking. Yeah, you're not. No one.
Can't
No one's.
not be- yeah,
no
I'm not
one's.
being
Unless you say you're
sneaky.
walking away from the group
Hey!
to have this conversation. You guys are well within.
What the hell was that?
No, you're good. You guys are all in the vicinity.
That's why it's just a guess, because it doesn't make sense.
Velafero speaks up. Why? Why would they want to hurt you?
Because until 10 hours ago, I thought that I had killed her.
Sorry.
Suspenseful gopher.
And then does the memory start playing back in Round's head?
Yeah, you remember it pretty vividly.
What was the exact length of that memory? Like, were they all already dead, or do I actually see Eric's committing the act?
You would have seen guards wearing golden cloaks entering a space, and in that instance, Eric's scream out, hold out his hand, and you just see an eruption of flame. You hear screams.
And you said I experienced this from their
Eric's perspective. Yes.
Do I know that they meant to kill their family?
Based on that, you have no idea.
Based on the dream?
Yeah, based on the dream, you cannot insight check that. No, you would not insight check that.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, what
You
I've
have no idea.
experienced. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to Eric and I'll say, I'll just walk up to Eric and I'll say, you remember what you told me at the outpost?
Everyone has their past.
Let's get back to Dover. Yeah, but I'll try to. Are you sitting down or are you standing?
Sitting down.
I'll try to help Eric so.
You do so with ease.
And
The
then
rest of you,
I'll try to help Pippaluke walk to -4 everything.
Yeah, I'll
she
push
leans
my.
heavy on you as you do.
Yeah.
She is weak, very weak, noticeably weak. As you, I'm assuming you use your quarterstaff.
Yeah,
to,
of course I have one side round.
Yeah. The lot of you, very much in the early morning hours of Cariad, the streets now bustling in the Garden District.
Do we still look absolutely fucked?
You look like you've seen some shit.
Yeah, I'll use I'll do this kind of self through the hat, and
I'll change my crimson clothes to non-crimson clothes.
Yeah, I look like the actor from before in the Outpost.
Okay. You disguise yourselves enough to make your way, and it's not
Still
too
look like shit.
Yeah. leaning on the staff, hard on the staff. It takes you no time at all. You get to the wild ritual, and that of Dovar's house. You stand in the front, very much in the intersection here. What is the plan?
I want to try to get Pippaluke and anyone else who looks like shit into the door as quick as possible.
Okay. So yes, Velafera, Luke, Mr. Kotor looks a little rough. Even Rao is probably not looking all that hot. Unido looks good. He's in his finery. So he looks
I changed
good.
out and changed back in.
Didn't want to get those clothes
He
right.
got the gym clothes off, and he's like, you know what? Gotta get ready.
Varnish.
When we enter like this area where we're fighting, though, I do tense up and I do look around to see just what the end result of this area is.
Yeah. So when you do make it here, you do see someone push with a push broom. They've at this point a bit of sawdust. They've laid it out. What's that? What's that?
I picture the DOT with Speedy Dry, like, cleaning up antifreeze after a car accident.
More or less, that they have some sawdust out, something to soak up the blood that's all over the
The
floor.
same scene
This is
in
it.
our minds at the same
This is
time.
the where the higher end people tend to live, and they're trying to keep the streets somewhat not looking like there was an onslaught.
Yep.
Like, don't mind me. Third one this week.
Surprisingly enough, I'll say, as he, I mean, if you you wouldn't make that reference, but your history of this city and possibly the holiday, it's not out of the realm of possibility. In honor of the evil gods, sacrifices are made.
Soccer
That is a
hooligans.
question. Would I have attached her visage to any particular deity?
Make me a religion check.
The purge.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
9.
You're not sure. Hard to gauge at this point. You have a lot going on. It was a busy night.
You're a mess.
It was a mess. Eventually, you do. We'll say you make your way, and as you approach the wild ritual, the door opens up.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Does not appear to be locked anymore, as I believe it was left unlocked when you guys absconded to the
I would have
garden.
closed it on the way back, but I don't know if I would have locked it or not. Probably not.
Just running on fumes and not thinking clearly, I'm going to like weakly hold up my quarterstaff and try to pull Rao behind me because we've been attacked already.
Get behind.
Very much in the defensive mode, trying to mom arm you. She
Aw.
pushes you back to make sure that you aren't going to be injured.
I'll just tap the look on the shoulder like this. It's probably just Dovar. We'll just...
It's the doppelganger.
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's definitely what we need right now.
Oh.
And I'll just help
Face them.
Pippaluke up the stairs because it's upstairs that we all live, right?
Yes.
So I'll try to help Pippaluke upstairs.
Easily enough, and for the sake of brevity, you eventually make your way up. Those who need to get more cleaned up and feel less haggard, you take the opportunity to do so. People like you're laid down to rest a little bit more.
No.
You sleep
Yes.
Is there no one
Hard.
inside?
in the shop?
Yeah.
No, not currently.
So
It is early in the morning, and Dovar has not opened the shop yet.
Yeah, so instead of going up with them, I am going to go over to Dovar's house. and
Okay.
then knock.
So the rest of you make your way in, and you do not see Unido present as you guys make your way to the top of the dormitory area. Unido, knock, knock. Eventually, the door opens. You see the eldest, the eldest daughter opens the door, looking to you. Hold just a second. And she steps away from the door as she's a proper
Can I
young
close
woman.
it again?
And closes the door. She's a proper young woman. She steps away and she retrieves that of Dovar. He looks at you. Unido, how are you? Everything okay?
Shake the head down.
I figured as much. Where is everyone else?
No. Point to the second floor of the Wildwood Shore.
And we'll say, as you see him, you do not see the beard anymore.
Yeah, the peacock bill.
Yeah, the peacock beard is gone.
I motion. I'm like,
This morning, blew right off.
I love him so much.
Come, let's go. And he closes the door behind him, follows you back as you guys are in the midst of like pulling off boots and just taking off blood-soaked clothing.
I am
and
putting
just,
my armor on.
I take out the fancy stuff, put the armor back on.
You get geared up. You just Pippaluke's just like,
I'm just standing in the corner, still dressing like,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm shamefully dressing in front of Roy.
Don't look at me.
Never taking that off again, are you?
Doff. Yeah.
Not that it made much.
It's fine. You guys did pretty good.
I died.
That's the thing.
That's pretty good to his standards.
Don't be an overachiever.
Yeah, only one person died. Nope.
Well, two.
2, yeah.
1.5.
All right.
Anyway,
One and
Dovar
three
makes his
quarters.
way up the stairs with Unido ushering him in. He does look about and see, and he is, as I suspected. What happened?
Something attacked us. Just it was able to pull souls. Or would I know that it pulled souls out of people?
No, you were seeing it. You felt it. You get the idea that that's what it was doing.
Okay. It could pull souls out of people? Yeah. It came after all of us.
I'm not familiar. Came after you. Why? What was its purpose?
It was here for me. She was here for me.
Does this have anything to do with what Mr. Rosal may have passed on to me?
Possibly. What did Mr. Rosal pass on to you?
Images of a moment in your past, Mr. Rhymewing.
I'll just say I saw it. I saw it happening.
Oh, with
From the orb.
With the.
That was an out of character discovery there.
No, I knew that happened.
So you admit it.
This is something that will reoccur.
Yep.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know why she was here other than to kill me, which she very nearly succeeded. But unfortunately, a friend took my place.
And yes, at this point he does take notice in the back as Pipluke is just laid out. Is she alright? Is she fine? Does she need any aid?
She died.
She needs rest.
We'll make her comfortable in any way we can. I'm sorry to hear of this. I'm sorry I was unable to be, unable to help. I have certain ways to keep noise out of my living space, so I unfortunately did not hear what was going on in the streets.
Yeah.
I look at Rael and like, all right, okay. He flies to Dove of our shoulder and starts pecking at his head gently, not like
Okay.
aggressively.
Very, very nice. Okay. And anyone else in need of any assistance?
Maybe a few families.
Yeah. We also haven't seen Marceline since yesterday.
She tends to do this every now and again. Friends of hers. I'm not familiar with who she talks to. Some are probably with the school. I'm not sure, but she comes around. She'll be back. She'll be back, I'm sure. She was not near you or with you though at all last night, was she?
No, so it's probably best that she check in as soon as she can.
Do you have a way to get notice to her?
I can attempt to. I may have a way. I'll do so immediately to see if I can get her attention. I'll send word to the university first to see if she is there. She may have stayed with some friends on campus. I'm sorry. And I know you're claiming responsibility for this, but I do feel a tad bit responsible.
We're all messed up in our own particular way, Dovavar. Long before we met you.
Look at my hair.
Whatever you need, whatever you require, it is yours. Miss motions over to you. Miss Bjorn Numi, I hope you're well, and I hope you can recover. Well, whatever you need, we'll make sure that it's provided. I can send word for a physician, someone to look you over, if that would be fine.
We already met a woman, Benicia. Do you know her?
I do not. No.
Venetia?
Benicia.
I'm not familiar with that name at all.
Benicia del Toro.
Speak up, speak up.
All things considered, I know everyone else is pretty worn, but I can't help think about going to the Bard College today to help out Stardust. Can we still do that?
I've already in motion. I've already sent word to the Bard College. I have established a meeting, or the process has begun. They will send for me and the child and whoever would like to come with to discuss what the plan is and possible means of finance for her schooling. But until that word is sent, she's fine with us over in the other house. The girls have taken a shine to her, as she is very entertaining. But until then, she's fine, and I'll give word when that is prepared. Until then,
Can I go see her?
absolutely. The door is always open, except after 8.
Stay away from the daughters.
You're the one to talk, Mr. Eldest Daughter Arm Holder.
That's
Wow.
proper.
Smooth.
That's proper.
She showed a bit of need.
You arm holder, you.
Show the ankle.
Show the ankle.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Then I'll just wait for Dovar to exit. When he does, I'll go with him.
Easily enough. It takes you over to her. She seems in good spirits. She seems very happy. She does lighten up when she does see some familiar faces. It's been a couple days since she's been hanging out with you, especially being that she had spent the better part of 2-10 with you traveling. So it's nice to see people that she's more familiar with other than the girls. But she's in good spirits.
I'll ask her. Do you want anything? Is there like a toy or anything like that?
No. They're really nice, and everything's here. They have plenty of toys upstairs, but I don't really play toys. I make my own.
Do you want a new costume or anything, or do you need fabrics to make more?
I can make costumes out of anything.
Oh boy. It's like patterns missing
Yeah,
out of
from the
everything.
grids.
She's missing a square.
I was to say she made a hat out of one of those oil paintings.
No.
There's just someone on the brim that had like
No one's allowed in that room. Just want to be clear.
Stardust finds a way.
I do want to talk to Dovar at some point, but whenever. I don't know what
That's
else
fine.
to do.
And then being that you made your way over, you are with Dovar currently.
Hey, I have some questions about some things that I learned over in Claythorpe. It's all been eating at me, and no one else probably would know the answer. But do you know someone by the name of the Shadow King?
I'm not familiar with the name, but I can. Let me see. Not. I'm not at all. Is this in reference to
The disappearing castle. Those things that attacked us last night were pretty dead or ghostly. And it's been 2 months, but all I can think about is what they said to me. The Shadow King is gone. The darkness belongs to us.
Well, I can assure you that dead things are throughout the continent. The more you travel, the more you will be engaged with these entities. In reference to this Shadow King, I'm not familiar with the name, but I can do some research. Actually, I have been doing a bit of research. I'm just on the cusp of possibly having some potential news for you and what you were possibly looking for. But I do need to, there's a bit more reading I must do. If you give me the time, amongst the other things that you've brought to my table, I'd like to present that to you at a later date.
I don't think we'll be leaving anytime soon, the way that Pipluke is. We probably need to wait for her to rest up at least first before we think about leaving.
There is no rush to get you out the door. Please stay as long as you need to. I'm sure very shortly I could have other things, tasks for you to do, but most of them can be done as simple as writing in a letter. There may be work for you. I presume to give you something that has a little bit more meat to it. Please stay as long as you'd like. You have a bit of coin now. Please spend it throughout the city. It is yours to engage with. Other than that, I can try to do more research for you. I have the carriage to look at still, these books that you presented me with and scrolls.
Yes.
So I have plenty to work on.
And final thing, was it Soul of Steel that was killed, or was that the mate of the person who was killed? I don't remember.
Wait, what?
The Emerald Guard we found along the way. Was Celestial their name, or was that their mate's name who lived in Carrie?
Celestial was the mate's name.
Yeah, it was a partner's name.
Partner's name, yes.
Okay. Then I ask him, do you know a Celestial?
I do not. This is a very big city, Mr. Rousseau. I can, again, another name I can research for you if you.
That one, not so much. It's not a huge issue. It's just the Emerald Guard gave us some news to send them. They really didn't give it to us. We found that their lover had been attacked and died on duty.
If it's the Emerald Guard you're referring to, you probably want to speak with them directly. There is, you can go directly to the military complex and speak with their commander there, or there is someone within Parliament that you could speak with as well. Entirely up to you. Whatever you're willing to do, I can make the arrangements to have a meet with that person.
Thanks. Nothing right now, but I'll just get back to everybody else.
Very well. Again, I should have some information for you very shortly. I just need time to focus on all of these wonderful things that you've brought my way.
Will do. Thanks for everything.
Ushers you out of the house. You make your way back to the dormitory. The day has progressed a little bit into the afternoon. Those of you who have taken the time you're resting. Is there anything you guys would choose to do during the daytime?
I would like to try and track down required materials to make black powder.
Okay. I need you to make me a investigation check. 16. You ask around. Some people give you a look of they're not familiar. They have they have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. You ask. You spend a majority of your day asking about. No one knows what you're referring to.
Okay.
I would like to go buy new fabric for Stardust and also just potions, just basic potions.
Okay.
As you come in as well, and you're there too, I approach Eric's and put my hands like this and spread them out, and all of a sudden you see like a wooden sign that says Solaris Dufal Apothecary on there. Only Eric sees it though.
I will inform everyone that I'm going to go buy fabric for Stardust to make new costumes, or just like sewing stuff in general. And I'm also going to go try to find potions.
Can you get me some bullets while you're there?
And you just hear cut out from the corner. Don't go alone.
Does anyone want to go?
Actually, you know what? I will go with you.
And we'll say that would be your trip. You're asking. You see him stop every.
Okay.
Well, he stops like every fifth person. He's like, "Do you know where I can get this thing?" And they're like, keep giving him this weird look. You tend to hear a bit overhear a bit what he's saying, and then other times you're like, "What did you say to that person?" Like they seem a little disgusted, but more confused. But as you begin to walk throughout,
If we pass by the Iron Hammer District, I'm gonna point at that bar. I'm like, "Don't go there. That's a shitty bar."
roll me an investigation check at advantage if you're aiding him trying to find this apothecary.
Sure, and I'm gonna look for some along the way. I'm gonna look for some colorful feathers as well.
Okay.
That's an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
A 10.
10. You ask about. You do eventually find the establishment. Unfortunately, it appears to be closed today.
Damn it. Okay.
You're looking for feathers.
Yeah.
Okay.
6.
6. Yeah.
If he
see several-
mentions the feathers, because I saw that pet shop last time we were traveling, I'll point out where that pet shop was.
I don't get the connection.
It's a little feathers.
That's right.
There's birds in the pet shop.
Point taken. Just wanted to make you work for it.
with your 6, yeah.
I walk away. I'm like, what the hell is that damn pet shop?
Yikes.
Again, it seems a little bit. Your day almost seems wasted. You're just still trying to get over the idea of what happened the previous night. Eventually making your way back to the establishment that is the wild ritual. You get a full 8 hours in, so you can negate. It is a -3 penalty instead of a -4 penalty now. Eric's, you spent the day doing mostly what?
Mostly meditating and resting for the sake of not wanting to really talk to anyone. But as far as the meditation goes, I want to try and commune and get some insight as to what would have caused this particular entity to come after me.
Okay. Roll me religion check.
Not 20.
As you reach out to the Raven Queen herself, and questioning in your thoughts, you do struggle to gain these answers. There's a connection, but you're not getting any clear answer. The best thing that you can see is over and over. You just see the face of the entity with the partial helm missing and the hand missing on the left side. That's the only thing you can focus on, is that image.
Then at whatever point Unido had come up to me with the sign, take a minute to focus, but then is that somewhere you want to go, or?
Present the sign, and he basically says apothecary, so and that's when I
Oh,
closed in, started following Rao, so I'll join
these are, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rao on that venture to the dead end.
Well, we know where it's at now. That's what's important.
You want to take notice too, as Villafera most of the day spends meditating and communing with her god, and basically pampering that of Navarre. He lays not as attentive as he usually is, but lays and rests and tries to recover. In this setting, you could see on the side, you see on the bed, you would make notice of Pipalook just sleeping most of the day.
I was gonna say,
and
I'd like
Navarre
to check
resting.
on Pipalook a couple times.
There's a few times you go over. She just looks weak. A bit of sweat on her brow, as maybe we're just recovering. It's going to take some time, but she is.
I'll open my eyes and almost like I want to say something, and then I just drift off again.
As you guys make your way back, a little dinner is brought your way upstairs. Dovar does not request for you to come and have dinner. He assumes that with Pipalook on the mend and the rest of you maybe a little out of sorts, he has food sent up your way. Your meal is had, and you prepare for the night to rest.
I want to do one thing with Unido.
Sure.
I'm just gonna ask him. Do you? This is a really bad time, but things keep on eating at me, and it's starting to come out. Do you remember what your life was like before you became who you are now?
And I shake in the no.
Okay. I'm gonna take 10 steps away from Unido, but stare at him, and I will use disguise self. It's just neck up, turn my face into the face I saw when I saw his memory when he was dying.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah. You see Unido. You see that face of that man.
Yeah. I walk up to Rao and I touch his face.
Your finger passes through the illusion, and you can touch Rao's face.
But otherwise,
I'll tell him, like, when I said I saw Eric's memory, I saw a couple other things too. This was... You said I was looking down on it, right? Like, while he was dying. This was a face I saw while it was passing away. Like, all I keep on thinking about is how Pipalook died, and yet she's back. And I just gently grab his finger, and I'm just like, there's more to you than you can remember. That's all I'm saying. And then I let go and I put the face away, back to my normal face.
Giving Unido something to contemplate. The rest of you, Pipalook barely getting out of bed, maybe just to relieve herself in between and laying back down to try to get as much rest as possible. The rest of you begin to bed down. We'll say, Roy, for a brief second, you look at the window.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, there needs to be a little hole or something.
Ain't no hole. And you guys begin to rest for the evening. As you do begin to rest, Eric's, your attention's grabbed. You hear something within the wild ritual. It appears to sound like something knocked over, a bit of like metal or something. And it clanks bung, 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 onto the ground. What are you doing?
I want to get up as quietly as I can and not wake anyone.
Okay.
Check and see if Unido's there, because that would be the first person to be knocking shit over.
Perception check. 11. Easy enough. Unido, you see, he seems to be standing at the window, just looking out. Not facing you, just
look up for a bullet hole.
just staring into the window. But you hear downstairs. You just hear pitter patter of feet.
I'll try to leave the room as stealthily as possible.
Roll me a stealth check.
I got a -1, so you're okay.
Maybe.
Oh no.
6.
hit my horn against the
Yeah.
door.
Even with your dark vision, you're just like, why can I not just see the door?
Why the hell are there wind chimes in here?
They're like wrapped around.
It's like the Three Stooges thing, where just like everything is out. It's like step in the
Yep.
pot.
Unido, your attention would be grabbed as Eric's makes his way downstairs. The rest of you are resting eyes. You're very much asleep at this point. You're very much just gone, dead to the world.
Wow,
choice of
too
words.
soon.
I'm here all night. But you do see Eric's descend
Follow
down
10
the
feet
stairs.
behind.
10 feet behind?
So I'll stop on the stairs. She gets down.
He.
So on. He, yes.
Sorry.
So you make your way down the stairs. You follow 10 feet behind. As you come downstairs, you don't see anyone downstairs. You smell aromatic, perfumed flowers.
So I'm downstairs, like at the door.
You're at the
of
door.
the-
What you see is the back room that housed some of the more specific and more rare relics of his.
Uh-huh.
And then beyond that, you can see the room that has the room with like more of the tchotchke type situations, the antiquities.
The gift shop.
Would
The
I
gift
have
shop,
been
yeah,
able
essentially.
to tell like where the noise would have originated from?
Perception check.
Yeah.
It's been going so well.
Oh, double digits.
Yeah, double digits.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. 17.
17. Oh my god. Yeah, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
You fail.
You die. Now we have to bring your body to the little graveyard.
Meanwhile, my head's trying
Y'all
to
don't have enough money
look
for
down
that, probably.
in that crack in the stairs to see what's
Show you on there.
You don't know.
going on at the first floor.
You as you enter into that one room, you see very much well lit. You see books. You see tiny little cups and relics that you know that he specified in his first introduction into the room that these were rare and of
Oh,
some
I wouldn't
magical.
have entered one of the. I would have wanted to know where the noise originated from.
And
Just
you-
from the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, from the bottom stairs, you somewhere in that main room.
Okay. Before I enter, I would like to prepare hold person.
Okay, you got your whole person spell prepared. You step into the room. Your attention is drawn because I rolled really well for their stealth check, and you look up with your dark vision, and you see, with a blade held out, pointing, shaking, latched to the wall, you see a face, elongated beak, dark feathers, hood over its head, and it holds out a blade, and it says, "Oh no 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 no!" And that's where we're gonna pick up next week.
Why am I the problem child?
Because you have the highest passive perception.
Oh no.
And those are the human birds.
I don't know.
Oh, no, you didn't. Well, anyway, you had the highest passive perception. You were still awake. But thank you for sticking around with us. That was a lot in one episode, but please come around next Sunday, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard. We will be here. We're going to find out what Eric saw, and yeah, this is interesting. So, thank you for coming again. Please, if you can, check out Easy Roller Dice Company. Amazing company. It supplies us these awesome dice trays for us to roll our dice in. Also, please check out SustainableFamiliesFoundation.org. It's a great organization. It's local to us, but we're trying to give them some national exposure if we can. Also, Carolina Arbrantes, a great artist that has helped us showcase our characters the way we want them to be seen. You can find her on Twitter at fires_00. Also, I want to go back to Easy Roller Dice Company. Please go to them. They're doing their Kickstarter. They got some amazing 48mm dice.
2 inches.
40, huh? 2 inches.
Yeah, 2
About 2 inches.
Yeah, roughly.
Roughly 2 inches. They're giant dice. They're based on the giants of the Monster Manual. So you got green for Hill Giant, red for Fire, etc., etc., etc. They're really nice. You should check them out. But yes, please, be awesome to each other. We mean that in the most possible way that we can convey. But we are going to sign off here. We love you. And remember, adventure is for the bold. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.